That's a long one. That's a long one. Whatever, we got it. There we go. I think we did. Ah! Okay. Sorry. Transitioning. Okay, I had to log into some stuff that I normally don't have to. Welcome, everyone. Are we muted? I should check that this week so we don't spend 15 minutes muted. No. We're good. Welcome, everyone, to the Stalwart Initiative. I'm Kyle, and today we're back with Shade and Cinder. Derek, you did say after we just popped this name out for a first basis, and then we had a revision to it, and I never did change everything to the revision. So for
Shade
right
and
now,
Cinder works. Yeah.
for right now, yeah, it's Shade and Cinder.
That's what it is.
It is the awesome Eberron campaign run by the fantastic Derek Sward, and let's go around and meet the players. I'll do a quick channel thing, and then we'll let Derek bring us into the Eberron charged campaign. So let's start off with Jillian. Can you introduce yourself? I mean, I know you can, but will you introduce yourself and tell us about Mourning and anything else you'd like?
Hi, I'm Jillian, Jillian of Midgard on most platforms, Jill of Midgard on Twitter. I'm playing Morag. She's a orc elf hybrid warlock whose patron is a hag coven, the hag queens of Droam, or Drome, however we are designed to pronounce it. And she desperately wants to be a hag, but she's probably never going to be because she's just not evil and ugly enough. So we'll see if she could ever achieve that.
Not evil. Oh man, those work against you. Really.
Yeah.
Not evil or ugly enough.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's okay. Maybe we can pad your resume with something else.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Awesome. So next up, a very close associate of Miss Jill of Midgard, Nate Holmberg. Nate, can you tell us about yourself and Cyrus and anything you look forward to in this game right now?
If we could just refer to me and Jillian as associates from now on, I think that'd be optimal.
Associate. Okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm playing Cyrus Alderman. He's a paladin of Karnath. He follows the blood of Vol. He has some cool necromancy powers. He's a knight and a noble. He's on a quest to cure this aberrant dragon mark affliction he has. He brought along his trusty ointment rubber Midge to help him with that. And yeah, he's enjoying traveling around and visiting all these locations, and he's happy to be on the train, and I'm sure nothing bad will happen since we had such a lovely time last week.
Yes. Yeah, the perfectly normal, calm train ride is, I'm sure, it's going to.
Yeah, the risk is this campaign is just RPing. It's just you meeting nice people.
Nice people and having nice conversations. Yeah.
See, we're spreading positivity through no action whatsoever. Awesome. Speaking of spreading positivity, Kay, introduce yourself, tell us about Rami, and yeah, anything else about the campaign you're looking forward to.
You're so nice to me, Kyle. Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Kay. I'm at ironic_cupcake on Twitter. I, for one, am having a lot of fun on this train ride, and I personally don't see why it needs to just come to an abrupt, horrible end. I mean, Rami's making friends with the would-be hag, and it's going great. Just eating way too much candy. It's a good time. I don't see why we have to change what we're doing, personally.
Yeah, we'll just do the loop. We'll stay on the train until it
round
comes
trip.
back around.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, despite how evil your Grinch shirt may project you, you are super nice, and so is Rami, and so is Midge. Despite what Cyrus will tell you, he's a nice little fella. He's just inadequacy issues, and he lost his best friend. His best friend died, and it left him in the gutter, literally. Yeah. Hi, I'm Kyle. I'm Stalwart. Stuff and things. And I'm very much looking forward to this. And I don't know how Midge feels about this. He feels like he's going to lose his job with Cyrus now that he's got a new smart person at his side. Once he finds out if that, I might have to break that guy's fingers just to make sure that I secure my spot, at least in one fashion, secure my job. But he's just trying to fill that void that his friend, his mentor, when they died, the void was created. So yeah, just trying to do that and get out of poverty. And that's it for me. That's it for us. Let's turn it over to Derek. I'll save you for a second. You have 3 more breaths as I do channel stuff. So yeah, everyone, this is the Stalwart Initiative, and we do D&D Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays. And what else? If you use your channel points, you can for free interact with the stream, help players, help the DM, give them things called vigilance points, which you can see the A's and the 1s on the little shields by our pictures, and those will the A's give advantages, as you can see in your channel points, and the 1s are bless points or vigilance points that kind of work like a bless. It's a bankable point that we can use to on rolls, on any roll. So yeah, so that helps the players and DM out. And also with channel points and also subs, you can unlock the first sub emote is the nasty 1 emote, and should anyone drop that in chat when someone rolls a natural 1 on an attack, that will give them an immediate vigilance point to use. Well, it won't work. I mean, it's a natural 1, so it's not gonna help you now, but they can use it for any time later, and that can add up quick. So yeah, I dropped that emote. Anything else? Oh, we have YouTube stuff, and if you go to Stalwart Initiative on YouTube, we have educational D&D content that, since my kids have been off school due to the virus stuff, I have been slacking on, but it will pick back up here very soon. And we're going to be putting our Let's Plays on the Stalwart Archive, which is also lacking because of this. But hopefully things hopefully transition back to normal, the normal world that we had a few weeks ago. Hopefully that starts back up sometime soon, and we can catch back up on all that stuff. I guess that's about it. Yeah, let's just get into it. So, Derek, introduce yourself, and just take us in.
Hi, everybody. I am Derek Sword. I'm DSword16 on Twitter and Discord. You can find me every Saturday here and every other Tuesday on Uncanny Adventures. I'm also the co-host of the podcast Monster Crush, but we'll talk more about that later. I will be your DM once again. I just want to say to everyone out there, I hope you're all feeling okay, and I hope that this helps fill some of the probably a lot void of empty time that you might have these days. But hopefully this is something to give you a little bit of entertainment and enjoyment. Welcome back to all of our players. Let's jump right back in. So last time we left off with all of you just having finished breakfast in the dining car. You met a number of folk in the first class and sleeper cars, in addition to yourselves and your adventure company, which once again includes Pondus Veros, a scholar from Moorgrave University, and Whistler, a warforged in service to House Cannith. Let's see, you have also met Lucina Orion, who is a half-elf with a visible dragon mark, which is odd for half races to actually have, but not unheard of. She, you have determined, is in service to her uncle Ivan de Orion, who is an older human male. He has a unicorn-headed cane and a surly attitude. They are both in the first-class cabin, which is next to Morag and Remy. You have also met Jillian Lazarfeld, who is a Zill Gnome reporter for the Korenberg Chronicle, and gave a lock of her pink hair in exchange for the story from Morag. You've met Torberg Agrion, who is a wealthy dwarven mine owner who likes to flaunt his wealth in the form of jewelry, who is native to the Murar Holds, where dwarves are from. And you have also met Nixie Whitepaw, who is a shifter and is a dragon shard hunter and adventurer. You've also heard the voices of the pilots, but not seen them. This is Gregor and Victor de Orion, and you have met first-class steward Parson de Orion. You have seen some of the other passengers, but you've not spoken to them or learned their names, but you're at least aware that they're there. So as you return to your cabins in first class, we left off with Morag noticing that atypically, Parson, or actually no other steward, was standing at the post they have been for the entirety of your trip to this point. It's an oddity, but what does she make of it? What does Morag think? Does she think this is suspicious, or is it just whatever?
She probably doesn't really. Her intelligence isn't what you would call the highest, so she's probably not especially concerned because she's traveled a lot, but she hasn't necessarily been on like a first class establishment like this before. So I don't think she would right away notice that it was something weird.
Okay. All right. Well, breakfast has just ended now. You guys are back to your rooms. Whistler once again is, I guess he's spending some time with Ahab, which is Midge's homunculus. Would you like to do anything?
I guess, yeah. I want to peek and try to peek in. Is there a window to each of the doors of these cabins?
There's not. No, first class offers quite a bit of privacy, so it's pretty solid. The only windows are those within the cabin that faces outside.
Okay. I do want to go over and check on my. I want to check on Cyrus's status and see if there's anything that that we need to be doing, and let him know I whipped up a few more of those special cocktails that I've been having him try to random effects, and yeah, because I'm gonna roll. We had a. Was this considered a long rest that we've been in our cabins?
Yeah, you guys spent the night effectively in your cabins, so
Okay.
yeah, this has been. I assume you all, with the exception I think of Morag, who doesn't sleep, all got 8 hours, and Whistler, who doesn't sleep but does rest.
Creepy. Okay, that Ahab's sleeping on my chest.
Oh.
With yeah, with not aggressively, but with the
Yeah.
I remember I have the figurehead of Morag on the bottom. Ahab
I don't
is,
think I've seen that yet.
yeah, Ahab is that he's a small boat, and he flies with force propulsion, and he does have the I changed his figurehead from a normal figurehead to that of Morag.
Now,
so
I'm
that
very
he's-
much imagining tugboat. Is it more like that, very Thomas the Tank Engine, or is it more like galleon with like sails and things like that?
Yeah, no, it's sails. It's like an
Okay.
like the airship, the old school wooden airship looking.
Okay.
Not the big Eberron awesome ones with the circle
Like
around
an
it.
open deck, like an open air deck.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
like
masts.
essentially a
Yeah.
medieval ship with but has
Gotcha.
like little propulsion things on the bottom.
I don't know how big he actually is, but like I know Midge is kind of small, so I imagine he's just like taking up all of Midge's body, like laying on him.
Well, he's about the size of a backpack. He fits onto my backpack, but it's he's tiny, but he's lovable and enjoys cocktails. No, he doesn't enjoy cocktails. I'm lying. But yeah, I'm gonna have him sit on my land on my chest and turn it so that the front-facing cannon and the figurehead of Morag is facing towards Whistler. But I'm gonna do it while I'm pretending to sleep. That way, it doesn't look like I'm doing it on purpose.
Okay.
But yeah, I wake up, I make some cocktails, and then I go over to Cyrus and see what's going on, because he's really my kind of point of contact right now. I barely know the other two yet. And hey, boss. Morning. How are you?
As you come in, Cyrus and Pondus are just laughing, having a great time. Pondus just told the funniest joke Cyrus has ever heard. They're laughing it up, getting along really well.
Okay. Did you want me to give you two a moment to gather yourselves, or am I okay to come in? Hello?
No, Midge, come on in. I was expecting you, a few minutes ago, but you're here now.
That I am. Yep. It's me. I'm here. Hey, just trying to see the marching order for today. Are we going to get the girls, and are we leaving today? You had the itinerary, so I don't really know exactly what time we're arriving.
Yeah, we've got another 24 hours, I think, or something like that, Derek. Is that right?
Yeah, it was a 48-hour trip in total. So you've done 24 at this point. So you got about 24 another to go.
Yeah, we're
no more
stuck on the
stops?
train for a whole nother night, Midge. Not really much to do. Have you checked out the bar at the food car?
in environments like this, I like to remain fresh. I don't want to get sullied up, and then there's just lots of people around here, and I'm pretty small. One time I got sat on. She was not happy. I was not happy. So I like to keep, not getting tanked. But I did make a couple of these, these little curio ailment things here. If you wanna hold on to one.
Yeah. What does it do?
That's a great question. I'm gonna look that up while the DM's doing something else or you're doing something else. I made the rolls. I just haven't looked up the results yet.
You're fine. As you're doing this, anybody who's kind of just lazily looking out the window sees that there's a couple of forests which you're passing by. You do notice that some of the, because this isn't just a single rail line back and forth. That wouldn't make any sense. There are a couple other tracks on either side. Every now and then you do see that there are pieces of the track missing that look actually rather aged and weathered. And you actually would reason that these have been damaged since the war and have yet to be repaired. But it looks like that the lightning rail system is at least mostly operational, but definitely is still in some parts in need of some repairing.
Well,
Our tax dollars at work.
Yeah, that's not alarming or anything. Wow.
I think Morag pays taxes.
Yeah, to be fair, Morag lives in like the realm of all of monsters. I'm not sure the daughters of Sorakel collect taxes, and if they do, it's probably hair and blood.
Exact a heavy tax upon us.
Yeah.
Everybody eats troll sausage and lives under
one of every
warlords.
other children you have.
Some steep taxes. Yeah.
Yes.
Cyrus, I'm sorry, I'm looking at here. You want this one? It's a healing potion. Not like the balm that I make, but it is, it's a healing potion. It's pretty legit.
I will put that on my sheet.
I essentially make them in my sleep. Hey, Pondus, what do you do, buddy? How are you? How nice to see you again. Mm-hmm.
And he looks up from again one of the many books he's set down on the coffee table in front of him, but he has a large tome and he looks up from that and he goes, "Oh, hello, Midge. It's quite good to see you. I'm just a bit of light reading."
Oh, okay. Very nice. Very nice. What's your area of study, sir?
Oh, I study in particular the last war, but my specialization is the awful weapons and inventions that mostly were created by House Cannith and utilized to slaughter millions, really.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Oh, God, so you're just really into study. Like, can you do magic and stuff, or are you just really smart?
I do have a few spells under my belt, nothing quite significant, but one does go to Morgrave and learn more than just their central area of study. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone at Morgrave University who couldn't at least cast a single cantrip.
Do you know cantrips?
I do. Do you know cantrips?
I mean, I think so. I think I can use cantrips. I didn't. Do you know anything like better than cantrips?
That's a good question. I gotta remember what I made him.
Hedge mage.
Are you pumping him for information? Finding out his weak
I'm gauging his reliability and my security.
He's measuring up.
Yes. Is mine bigger or yours, Pontus?
Pondus can cast up to level 3 spells. Yes, actually, in my studies, I've actually learned to cast Fireball. That's, I think, the most advanced spell that I can do. But yes, I have some grasp of some simpler ones as well.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. That's good. Fireballs are cool. That's cool.
You know
Good.
who's good at magic? My little sister starts at Arcanix next year.
Oh, that's a very impressive school to get into. Congratulations to you and your family.
She was very excited when the war ended because she thought she wouldn't get to go if it continued on.
Absolutely. Yes, to everyone, Arcanix Arcanix, however it's pronounced, is basically Hogwarts. Literally in the book, it has a depiction of a wizard flying towards the very castle-like school on a broom as their hat flies off behind them in a very Quidditch-like depiction. So yes, it is the place for magical learning. So actually, that is a pretty big deal.
Hmm. Wow, it's good. Yeah, more
He's
magic.
a lot smarter than I am.
Oh, you're pretty smart. You know, you're pretty smart, Mr. Cyrus. I'm sure you can value the things that have long-term reliability in your life as opposed to short-term wow factor. So yeah, I think that you're really smart. You're both really smart. I'm gonna go get Ahab.
Midge, what does this potion you gave me do?
It's a healing. It's healing. It heals.
But like, how much?
However much you want, but only a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he would have probably given them to you before. He'll give you one every day. Not the same one every day, but he's at least able to tell you what it is. And yeah, this one does 2d4 plus my intelligence mod, so 2d4 plus 4. I think.
Sweet.
I hope. I can't remember if it was 4 or 3, but yeah. So just say 2d4 plus 3 for right now.
And Pontus looks to you and says, "Well, that's quite impressive. Potion making, any type of alchemical mixing, I've never grasped that. So that's quite brilliant."
Midge is on the cutting edge of his field.
Oh, thank
Well,
you.
there are more types of intelligence than just book smarts. I agree with Midge, Cyrus. I'm sure you're brilliant in your own right.
When it comes to commanding soldiers on the battlefield, maybe. But other than that,
It's not something I could do.
Help win the war. So, good job, guys. Yay. Okay, I'm gonna go get my fucking boat now. This is awkward.
Mm-hmm.
We're all like stroking our egos or each other's egos here, you know.
What time of day is it? Is this the morning?
It is. It is not quite noon just yet, so probably roughly around 11 o'clock, I'd say. What are Kay and Morag doing?
Rami and Morag.
I was gonna say
Yes.
I'm playing D&D.
Kay is sitting in her Grinch sweater and
Yeah.
playing Dungeons and Dragons. What is Remy and Morag doing?
Morag looks at Rami and she's like, "Would you like me to tell your fortune?"
Oh, could you do that? Is that something you can do?
Certainly.
Oh, yes, please.
I start unlacing my girdle.
She's
I
just like,
pulled off. And I lay it down. I look around. Are there any vases of flowers or anything? Like,
Yeah, it's first class. Sure,
Yeah.
there is a let's say that there's a vase of flowers in the bathroom just to give a nice ambiance.
I grab that real fast and I dump out the flowers onto the ground and I say, the connection with my patron, as long as I'm standing on the same earth they are, it's easier to commune with them. So nature helps me connect that way, since we are on a construct at the moment. And so I lay down the girdle on top of it, and I start pulling the bones out.
And get out your child bones.
Remy remembers the child bones very well. It's just like, oh yeah. Concerned.
You may ask a question if you desire.
A question. What kind of question? Like a yes or no question, or what? I don't.
Ooh, yes or no is absolute and is harder to glean. But if you have something more ambiguous, or you may ask. But we can try.
I'm just curious how this whole. No, I know what I want to ask. I want to make sure. I want to know how my mom's doing. She's probably found my note by now. I want to make sure she's okay.
So, just for a kind of fortune telling roll, I would assume that I would roll like an Arcana check and add my proficiency because I'm proficient in these like
Yeah.
bones. And then we'll see how I do.
Sure.
um, so I roll
Remy,
the
your mom's
bones.
dead.
I roll the rib bones around. They're dyed red, and they have like carved markings in them. And I roll them around, and I kind of just let them fall on top of the suede girdle. And we'll
I
see.
totally expected Remy to play like MASH. You're gonna marry this guy. You're gonna have a house with 15 kids.
Okay, so just an Arcana check, and then my add proficiency to that score. It was not so great. So what's our proficiency? 3. So
3 right
9.
Okay. It's probably because you're on a construct, because you don't have that physical connection. I mean, lightning rails are at least 100 feet into, all raised up from the ground.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a lost connection. You can determine that Remy's mother is alive. That's the most basic thing that you can determine is whether someone is alive or dead. Just the general energy. And you can get just kind of a general feeling with I think a role like that. And you can tell that she is sad.
Oh, okay. So I look at the bones and I'm like, my connection is weak because of the earth is not so close to us right now. We might have to gather more flowers next time we try this. But your mother is alive and not in dire, deathly danger at this time.
Well, that's good to know. Maybe next time we have a stop, if we have another stop, we could run outside and get like a bag of dirt or something. That would probably be better.
It also could be that are you sure your mother's your mother? Perhaps it's inconclusive that this woman is not your mother. Are you positive?
As positive as I can be.
Well, maybe we'll try again later.
Okay.
I start putting the bones back in.
As Morag wraps up her bones and Remy does a little bit of introspection and thinking back to her early childhood years and trying to think if, holy shit, am I adopted? I want everybody to make a dexterity check.
Oh.
A save
Dexterity
or-
saving throw. Sorry, dexterity saving throw.
Big uh-oh.
And
Somebody
anybody
farted.
within 10 feet of me gets +3 to theirs, just FYI.
I don't think we are.
No.
Because we're in our.
No, yeah, you're
It
another
would just
car.
be Pondus and maybe Midge, I guess.
I'm still there.
Ramy's good, dude.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
How much is that? Plus
Plus
what?
3.
Plus
Plus
three?
3.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's see.
Yay.
Yeah, I suppose I probably should roll for Pondus and Isler. Okay. And okay. Oh yeah, they're both good. Okay. So you make dexterity saving throws as the train lurches and nearly comes to a complete stop, forcing everything just to suddenly shift forward. Let's see, who didn't do so well? Morag and Cyrus, you both topple forward. You're just going to take 1d4 damage.
Ouch. I was in the middle of lacing up my bodice again, and I was a little overbalanced.
Yeah, so you both take 3 damages. You kind of topple forward and maybe hit your head, knock your arm a little bit. And let's see.
Cyrus was still a little tipsy from his breakfast beer.
Yeah, there you go. So you hear and feel the brakes of the train suddenly engage as you feel the entire length of the train kind of hear it screech against the rails, which is odd considering it doesn't have wheels. So So there's almost it's not a metallic screech. It's what's the best way to say it? Almost like an electrical one. Like there's some sort of magical disconnect happening between the rail line and the train itself. However, within just less than 2 seconds, the sound stops and the train powers forward again, slowly picking up speed and eventually gets back within mere moments to the speed that it was before. Um, you hear a voice come over the intercom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your co-pilot. We want to apologize for that brief distress. Our primary pilot isn't feeling very well and had to relinquish his control of the train for a brief moment. Again, we apologize and hope you enjoy the rest of your trip. Morag and Remy, you actually, in your cabin, can hear what you have now come to know as the voice of Ivan de Orion. It's clear that he's upset. You can't pick up everything, but more or less you can discern something about back in my day and how those fucking morons should be fired and excoriated and kicked out and just left out to the Gelenta plains to be eaten by goddamn dinosaurs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ramy's just like there's a little like girly like squeal when they had to. There's a loud noise and this end jerking, and she's fine, but she's just like, do you think we should go check on him? I mean, I guess he's yelling, so he's not dead.
It's probably a good idea to check on him. I'm rubbing my
He is
elbow.
old. Are you okay? I can help.
No, I will heal.
Oh, okay.
Naturally. In 24 hours.
It only looks like you have 3 like injury, like tiny little scrapes. You're fine.
I'll have a bruise. Yeah,
Remy will go to the hall.
Yeah, we walk into the hall and we like
check on Ivan.
Knock on their cabin.
Yeah.
Ivan is like shyly peeking around Morag. Morag's much braver than her.
From inside, the doors on these cabins, just because the trains slide, they don't like open in or out. So the door slides, and there is Lucina once again with her look of, I'm so fucking sorry for the guy that I'm with. I can't really help it. But she smiles and she says, "Hi, are you both all right?"
We came to ask you the same question.
Oh, we're fine. We were both seated when it happened, but Uncle Ivan had just some opinions. I apologize if you overheard that. He wants his trains to run well, and I suppose hiccups like that are less than acceptable.
As long as you're not hurt.
Oh, yes, we're all right. Do you both need medical attention? We can call one of the stewards.
Oh no, we're okay.
When you reach your breaking point, you can come to me and we will discuss your options.
What does that mean?
I look deeply into her eyes.
Wow.
Good to
Remy's
know.
just as concerned.
Talking about assisted suicide here?
You both have a lovely rest of your trip. And she slides the door closed.
I want to go and check on the driver. Midge, you should come with me. We might be able to help him.
Yeah, it sounds like their protocol's pretty fucked up. So I think that maybe if I take a look at the manual, I can figure out.
There's probably one in the glove box.
Yeah, why they're deciding to tell us that the driver is incompetent. That's just no. So yeah,
Not incompetent, but he wasn't feeling well.
Well, we'll find out when we get up there, won't we?
But yeah, what they said and the truth might be 2 different things.
Mhm.
All right.
Industry.
So Ponda says, you all have fun doing that. I'm going to keep reading here.
Reading your books. Yep, got it.
That's-
That's what you
Nerd.
do. Yeah, well, but
It's okay. Man of action. Let's do it. Let's do it, Mr. Cyrus. Yeah.
So the next car, there is one car between the first class and the helm, and that is the front cargo car. So you guys can go to that if you'd like.
we'll just walk our way up front. because I've got lay on hands that can cure like diseases and poisons and stuff. So I'm thinking like maybe he had some bad shellfish, and I can help him with that.
Sure. All right. So you go into the cargo car, which is chock full of supplies, boxes, large pieces of cargo. You notice the very familiar supplies that were sent with you from Merrick's to, which are intended to go to New Sire. You see those sitting in the center. Is there anything you guys want to do in the cargo car, or are you just heading straight towards the helm?
Can we check on our stuff as we walk by, just to make sure like nothing's broken, nothing fell off, nobody took any of it?
Yeah. Go ahead and you can do perception or investigation if you want to look at some fine marks of it.
Can we follow them? Like, do we see them heading up there, and can we be like, oh, let's go too?
You're in the next car. If you wanted to investigate, you certainly would see them because they're in the car in front of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, if that's something you want to do all together, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's like next stop. Like there's screaming old man. Like let's go check on our friends next. Like, yeah.
That's fair. All right. So yeah, Cyrus rolled really well. Anybody else who want to roll perception or investigation, you can.
Yeah, I'm not really concerned with. I see him looking through our stuff, so I'm more fixated. I'm planning.
Okay.
Things are running through my head. Like, okay.
I'm just worried that contents may have shifted during the landing. Make sure that that's not the case.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do have to apologize in advance. My dog has just come down the stairs with the loudest toy that he has, and he is probably going to throw it at the floor a lot. It is just a solid plastic ball.
Just
So
give him a kiss, Derek. It's okay.
If you see my arm ever being bumped, it's because he's bored. Yeah. Okay. Let's
give him headphones.
continue through that noise. Hey, Saxon. Hey, bud. Hey, come here. I'll pet you. All right. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep my dog. Shut the fuck up. All right. So Cyrus, you particularly noticed that. As far as any, because I think Cyrus had some bags that he had brought along. They're fine. They were stored in. There's some lockers along the wall. You see that all of them are closed. There's no issues with the supplies for New Sire. They were, I mean, like pallets, stacked pallets. So they're pretty solid, and they didn't shift too much. You can tell they probably scoot along the floor a little bit, but they're padded and wrapped pretty well. They're meant for transporting.
Okay.
You do notice that one thing seems to have fallen over. It's you can't tell exactly what it is. It's long and cylindrical, about probably 5 feet long, laying flat on the ground. It's wrapped in paper and kind of bound with twine, and kind of has more like a column almost look to it.
It's my new firebolt. It finally came in the mail.
It's bigger than that. It's probably it's not like a pole. It's more probably almost like a foot round. So it is probably closer to like an obelisk, a column, something like that.
I guess I'll pick it up and put it somewhere. It's in the like aisle right now, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much dead center. So yeah, you could.
I'll just try and like stack it where I think it came from.
Cool.
As Cyrus stops to do that, and I look back, it doesn't register as anything to me as far as like magical, because I have like expertise in magical stuff, like magical objects. It doesn't look like an obelisk that is used for magical purposes.
Well, you can't necessarily see like under the paper or anything.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, do you have like detect magic? All right, I'm confiscating the ball. It's mine now.
I do, but I wouldn't unless it's openly something of interest. I'm not gonna rip somebody's stuff open to. Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't determine necessarily what's inside. This could be architectural. It could potentially be magical. It could be weapons. Without opening, it wouldn't be, and without some type of magical discernment, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I don't pay attention to it then.
And Cyrus, as you go to move that object and you set it upright, there's a part of the wall which kind of has some straps. All right, he's chasing his tail now. Oh man, oh buddy, you're a good dog. Okay. As you go to move the object and set it up against the wall and strap it in, you notice that there are several droplets of blood, which have kind of been, which were underneath the object, and lead towards the next door towards the helm.
Under where the pylon thing was strapped in?
No, kind of where you picked it up from.
Oh, under the, like, on the walkway.
Yeah,
to the
you wouldn't have
pile.
noticed if you hadn't moved the object.
Well, that's strange, Midge. There's blood here.
Blood.
Down.
I say over your shoulder.
Ah!
We're here too now.
Well, that
Yeah,
explains the blood,
just-
probably.
Just lean in and start focusing on it and tune out everything else. Then we get that. Oh.
Yeah.
There's
Uh,
blood? Did someone
yeah.
get hurt?
well, maybe this fell over and hit somebody.
Oh.
Can I do an
Is there
investigation check to kind of look around and see where?
I'm going
Is
to go
there
call
blood on
OSHA
the
immediately.
package?
This is obviously a violation.
I
Yeah,
told
you can do an investigation check.
I told you, incompetence. It's a common theme on these sorts of things. It's really not a big deal, but we should bring it to someone's attention. As I roll this check,
Ooh.
18.
So you notice that there's not any blood on the object that Cyrus moved. It's more like this was just kind of obstructing the view. You do notice that there's maybe about 5 droplets of blood. Not anything severe, nothing that would say like, oh, murder has occurred. But they do seem to lead towards the next door, towards the helm, almost like somebody who was bleeding was moving from car to car.
Well,
Yeah.
we were going to go check that out anyways.
Yeah,
Is
but
it
now
fresh
they're
or dry?
okay.
Is it wet blood or dried blood?
Now I have to think about how quickly blood coagulates. They're not large droplets, so they're probably dry at this point.
Lick it and find out.
But it's still like red, not like brown. And
Yeah, it's not like it's been here for years and they just haven't cleaned the train. It's relatively
That's good
fresh.
to know. That's good
Yeah.
to know, I guess.
It probably has like a crust over it. If you press it, it probably would still be wet. Is that how blood
Gross.
works? I don't know.
Oh.
It can here if you want.
Eberron blood. It's
Yeah.
all green.
Everywhere.
Okay. Well, let's go see if everyone's okay up in the cockpit.
Are we allowed up there?
I'm a noble. I can kind of just go wherever I want.
Sounds like an abuse of your position.
We're first class passengers. We can just do whatever we want. That's how these things work.
So you open the door between cars and step into the helm car, which resembles in a lot of ways the sleeper car. There are cabins on either side which lead up a short, actually there's 2 stairways which kind of curve and lead up to a singular door, which you assume would have the helm, which is kind of raised so that the pilots can see kind of down and forward.
I'll make sure I announce myself. I don't want to, like, surprise anybody.
Yeah, and actually, you see that there's someone right in front of you. There's somebody dressed in the steward's uniform that you've seen Parson dressed in. And he looks at you with kind of furrows his brow and walks towards you and says, I'm incredibly sorry. This cabin is for staff only. You'll need to go back. You're welcome to check on your belongings in the cargo, but I must insist that you leave the helm.
Oh, we were hoping to see your sick pilot. Some of us have curative magic. We might be able to help him.
Our pilot's being attended to. We have curatives on staff. That would be ridiculous if we didn't. Our pilot will feel well. We'll probably get him any further medical attention at our next stop in Star Alaska. But I must insist that you leave.
But someone obviously got hurt. Is anyone else hurt?
I believe everyone's fine except for our pilot. What are you referring to?
Well, I think when we stopped, someone got hurt back in the cargo.
Why do you say that?
There was blood.
Oh, I see. No, that I have a cut on my hand. And he actually does show you, and there is a small cut which has a band-aid, I guess, some sort of wrapping, which shows that his hand was in fact cut. Says that was me. I was moving some cargo about when the train had its brief halt. I stumbled forward, jabbed my hand. I'm fine. Thank you, though.
Sure, we could
Oh,
heal that for you
oh.
if you'd like.
It's being healed as it is.
Oh,
Can I roll insight on him? See if he's like legit.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah, so you can tell that he's not being totally forthcoming. You're not sure whether it's just you're not allowed up here, and there's there's that line between employee and customer, or whether it's something more.
Okay. I'll assume it's the former, since I have no evidence of the latter.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll be in the what is our area called? The VIP cars.
First class.
We'll be in the first class if you need more medical assistance or anything, really.
And he looks to you and says, "Very well. You enjoy the rest of your trip."
Okay.
And
Who else?
is he pretty thoroughly blocking like the doorway? Can we not like see in past him at all?
so all of the doors to the cabins are closed. The door to the where the pilots are is closed as well. So, but as he does turn around, you do say that he does slide one of the doors open, and just kind of nods and then slides the door closed, and kind of takes back his post. He's standing at the foot of the two sets of stairs which lead up to the cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll head on back.
Oh.
Yeah. Guess there's really no reason to suspect that there's anything but oopsie going on. Maybe he had the shits. Who knows? Things happen.
I don't know that that's what it was, bitch. But
No, I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. We don't.
you're just spitballing. I got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, if we need in there,
I hope everyone's okay.
we can get in there.
All right. Well, let's head back. It's almost lunchtime, right?
Yeah, just about. It's getting close to noon at this point.
Delicious. First class food. Ah.
The steward is
Pot
still
belly.
missing as we go back into our VIP area.
Yeah, there is no steward in your VIP area.
Did you mention that to anybody?
I say it now. I'm like, perhaps the steward was feeling ill too. He's been missing. Have you noticed?
That fish that I had last night was pretty old. Maybe, some people had some bad fish.
Maybe we should try to ask around and see if he's okay. Because, I mean, just because the pilot's getting medical attention, maybe some of the other staff aren't.
Sure.
I mean, they must have rooms to stay somewhere on here too, right? Like staff
So-
quarters?
Yeah, is all of the staff quartered here in the cockpit car?
Yeah, you would probably infer, especially Cyrus, who's with his nobility, has probably been on the lightning rail before. There are how many cabins? There are 6 cabins in the helm. There's typically not 6, so there's a helm at the front and a helm in the back of each lightning rail. There's typically not 12 stewards in total. Probably more like 4. 2 first class, 2 for everybody else. But yes, you would know that they do stay in the helm. Each one of those cabins just has a bed for when they're not on their shift and they can sleep, and then just enough area for them to change, do whatever they need to do, and get back.
Okay. Well, we've kind of intruded already. I don't know if we should push it. Seems like they've got it under control.
Well.
You have an intuition, Rami.
Well, I feel, these people are so uppity and weird. I feel like they would have, said something about the steward needing to be gone or anything, or sent somebody else. It doesn't feel quite right.
Yes.
Well,
But what to do about it?
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly we could do.
We could inquire about the missing steward.
I look at Cyrus and I say, why don't you go ask a little bit more forcefully this time? Sora Katra guides your tongue, and I give him guidance.
I don't know if that's helpful or not.
Oh, you have a
I don't
plus
want it.
D4 too.
No, thank you.
You have a plus D4 too.
Magic
Where?
requires consent, it says on a willing party
Yeah.
member.
Did
You know,
one of
it's,
her
it's
Alright.
worth worth noting that Soracatra is also blind, so you can also taste stuff a lot better.
Ooh.
all your other senses are just a lot better.
All right, I'll go try and talk to the guy who went into the cabin again.
Did one of her grandmothers just touch your tongue? Fucking weird. Do it.
Ew.
Do it. Do you want? I
So
can
yeah,
give
you,
more-
you
I
go
can
back
give more
into
help if you
the
need it.
helm, and once again the steward looks to you and says, "Sir, I must insist. This is for staff only. I don't
Yeah.
know why I have to repeat myself on that."
Oh, I was just going to ask. We used to have a steward posted outside our room, and we haven't seen him since last night.
Yes, he is tending to the pilot. He is our
The
chief medical
stewardess?
officer.
Oh, that's kind of weird to have that kind of cross training like that, I guess.
Well, we tend to run a skeleton crew on most of our trains. We don't have as many the Orions to go around that we would need to fully staff a train. So it's
Hmm.
typically just a few of us.
And what was his name again?
The steward?
Yeah,
Are you asking the steward, or are you asking me?
I'm asking the steward. I know what his name is. I wrote it down.
Okay. It was, and he kind of looks down for a second, and very noticeably kind of has something written on his hand. It was Parson.
He had it written on his hand.
I'm going to say with the inside check you had before, you noticed that yes, he has some notes probably written on his hand.
We are all like just outside the door, like listening in on this, right?
Yeah,
Like,
if you want to be.
back with him, and we're just like.
So Cyrus kind of gets a whiff of impropriety here, and so he's going to push a little bit. He puts a hand on the shoulder, like a firm, heavily armored, gauntleted hand on his shoulder, and he looks into his eyes and says, "Maybe you should tell me the whole story now, before things get bad."
It's worth noting that as you move forward, because he's at the other end of the car, so as you actually walk forward, you do notice that something else is a little odd. The carpet seems wet.
Mm-hmm.
But you do put your hand on his shoulder, and he actually goes through it. He says, "Sir, I would appreciate you keeping your hands off of the staff."
I think I'll roll in Intimidate.
All
Yeah.
right.
I have that, right?
1d4.
That's a thing I can do. Yeah. And I get a D4. So 25.
We're not in.
He
there,
is
are
he is thoroughly intimidated.
Yeah,
He
I'm not
peed
used
that
to being
carpet
told.
a second ago.
Right. I'm not used to being told where I can and cannot go. Like that's not something Cyrus deals with really. Like he's used to being in charge and he's used to being like pampered a little bit and allowed to do whatever he wants. So he notices the carpet too as he does this, and he's like, something's going on here, and I will not have my life and my friends' lives put in jeopardy. You will tell me what is going on, and we will either help or hinder, depending on how cooperative you are.
And even though he's intimidated at this point, he does look up to you. His facial features have definitely shifted from the, irritated employee to something more sinister. And he looks at you and says, "Oh, you'll find out very soon."
we?
Oh, I think you're about to find out very soon. We're just gonna exchange vague threats.
He doesn't
Cyrus
have
is
another one.
trying.
He's just gonna look at you like, okay.
I want to see if I can grab his hand and look at what's written on it.
Yeah, go ahead and let's roll a strength check.
Athletics for that.
Bread?
Sure.
4.
Bread,
What?
eggs, toilet
Did I
paper.
get a D4 for that also?
Yeah, it's concentration for a minute, so.
Yeah, sweet. 15.
All right. Let's see what his. Okay. Roll this one in secret, so we don't give away too much. He rolled a 19.
Oh, he is more agile than I expected.
He is actually rather athletic. So you go to grab his hand, and he kind of twists his wrist from where you're grabbing. It says, "Don't touch me."
I'll push past him and go to the cockpit.
Okay. Yeah, you go up the stairs. You go to open the door, and it is locked.
I knock.
Guys, it sounds like they're getting into an altercation.
Yeah. Should we inch into the room? Should we inch into the room? Should we-
And start
Maybe.
chanting, fight, fight,
Yeah.
fight, fight.
You knock, and there is no answer.
That's disconcerting, right? Because there's somebody who's supposed to be
Right.
driving the train in there.
That concerns me.
Well, you can reason that because the train is moving, there is someone driving it. Just to give a little background, it's the general knowledge of how a lot of the stuff in Eberron works, whether it be airships, there are elemental galleons, the lightning rails. All of them are powered by captured elementals who are bound in service to propelling something forward. So, it might be a fire elemental, air, whatever. But typically, it's either air or fire, which propels a lightning rail forward.
And that's why the dragon shards are so important, because you have to.
That's why the dragon shards are important, and that's why the dragon marks are important. Only a dragon marked individual can actually harness from a specific house, can harness the elementals and urge them to move forward. Otherwise, the elementals just break free.
So I'll knock one more time, and this time I'll say, "Last chance."
And there's no answer, and he says, "You really don't want to go in there."
I'm gonna kick it in.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead and roll. I guess you can roll an unarmed attack.
Or would that be athletics, or?
You're attacking the door, so the door has an AC and hit points and all that. So yeah, go ahead and
Actually,
just roll an unarmed attack.
I think those are the same for me, anyways. I don't think I have that there.
And
so it'd
the
just be
steward is just standing there, protesting. He hasn't moved.
No,
in the
he's still
scene.
standing at the bottom of the stairs. There's a sense of confidence to this. Yeah, you go to kick the door and it
So
holds.
the total would be 20.
Oh, actually, okay, you do hit the door then. Yeah, you successfully connect the door. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, Nate, you didn't get a D4 for that. It's only for ability check.
Oh,
so-
okay, so it'd be 18.
Okay, then no, you did not.
Okay.
Sorry.
So what is the steward doing now?
It's an evasive door.
I like to think of it almost like an airplane cockpit
Mhm.
door. It's meant to keep people out intentionally.
It's paladin resistant.
That's right. Yeah, the steward is still standing at the bottom of the steps. He's kind of watching you.
Does he look
and-
horrified or
No,
having
he
fun?
watches you try to kick the door and just kind of chuckles to himself. He says, "That's not going to get you anywhere."
Can I appear menacingly over his shoulder and whisper in his ear, "I suggest you tell us everything you know that's going on right now," and have him make a wisdom saving throw for suggestion?
Sure. Yeah, you can make a wisdom saving throw. All right. He rolled a 10.
He failed.
Okay. So what does that mean?
So suggestion, he basically, I get to suggest he takes a course of action, and he does that course of action. So
Okay.
I suggested he tell us everything he knows that's going on right now.
Okay. Yeah, there's kind of a blankness that comes over his face. And let's see, everything he knows right now.
Everything that's going on.
Everything that's going on.
We're on a boat.
On a boat? On a
We're
train.
on a train.
Let's be honest.
He looks to you and he says, let's see. Soon there will be others. Several of us have already taken our places. This train is doomed.
Okay, so pretty much normal train attendant type stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
yeah,
his
yeah,
job.
Sinister. Yeah.
His answer seems rather concerning. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
There's several. What do you mean?
And he looks to you and he says, I'm not the only one.
Only one what?
And I'll say that he'll probably respond to that. He pulls up his right sleeve, and there on his arm is tattooed a symbol of a jagged green claw.
No, I hate these guys.
He says, you say.
Yeah, Cyrus says that. So
Um,
Cyrus like uses his gauntleted mailed fist and backhands this guy across the head.
Okay, go ahead and roll for attack.
Fuck.
That's plus my strength. You don't get proficiency added to that, right?
You're proficient with an unarmed attack.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So
You're proficient at you when you're using your mitts.
16.
Okay, that hits. You can go ahead and roll for damage.
And that's just strength, right? 1 plus strength mod? Is that
I think
Okay.
it's a D4 plus your strength.
8.
Okay,
I've whacked him real good.
you wrecked him real good. Yeah, he kind of looks back. There's that very cinematic trickle of blood coming from his mouth, and he just kind of looks to you and he says, "Oh, you're going to regret that. You're going to regret that very soon."
Mm.
And yeah, at that point, let's say, you can see where you are right now. There are two windows on either side, that kind of where the cabins end, towards where the cockpit is. And it's just about noon right now. And you actually notice that the train has, once again, it kind of jerks a little bit, not enough for a dexterity roll, but you are slowing quite a bit. And for those of you who are proficient even a little bit in maps, you would reason that noon is just about the time you come to a major intersection on the lightning rail. It's an intersection that, should you continue going forward, would take you to, oh, and I just forgot the name of it, but hey, I have a map. Star Alaska, I'm pretty sure is what it is. Come here. Yes. So if you continue forward, it would take you to Star Alaska, which then would take you to New Sire. If you were to go north, it would take you to Hathrill. And as you come to this intersection, you see out the window, there's another lightning rail train, which is parallel to yours. And as your train begins to slow, you actually notice several details about it. Go ahead and roll perception checks.
All of us?
Sure. If you wanna see.
I did not see very good.
Cyrus is otherwise occupied with this steward.
I think Midge is gonna panic and run. Just
Ooh.
tell everybody, I need to go get Ahab. I need to go get. Once he hears like there's other people planted in here, he's gonna panic that his fucking friend's in danger.
Hmm.
So he's going to not be paying attention and trying to run back and grab him before impending
Okay.
doom. So yeah.
All right. So Rami, you notice. The others, I think, Morag is trying to intimidate the steward. She's got suggestion going on. Cyrus is still trying to get into the cockpit. But Rami, you see out the window, and in a moment of pure terror, you see the windows of this other train, as you pass by car after car, are splattered in blood. Several of them have bloody handprints, streaked in some cases, and two of the cars towards the front are absolutely just immolated, completely in flames. They are just almost unrecognizable with flames pouring out from where the windows once were. Yeah, and just at that point, you hear two hollow thunks. And there is a metallic screech that seems to come from above. Those of you that are in the helm don't hear it as clearly. Midge, you hear it a little more clearly, but it's still not directly above you. But the screech stops and something heavy seems to come to rest over the sleeper car next to you.
Okay. I am concoct as I'm running. I'm trying to concoct a elixir real quick, but okay.
Okay. And then those of you in the helm, you actually see and hear two more thunks. But what you see are two sets of large draconic claws gripping into and tearing through the roof of the train that you're in. They don't tear forward and thereby open, but they seem to almost be anchoring some beast from above. And right after that, you hear several footsteps on the train roof above you. You can't determine how many. There are multiple, and there are several voices shouting from above. Those of you in the helm, you can hear some voices kind of from the next car over. And Midge, as you are mixing your elixir, you get to the cabin, which has Whistler and Ahab in it. Are you saying anything to him, or are you
yes?
just...
I didn't want to interrupt, but it's so the Emerald Claw, or what are they called?
Yeah.
Whatever the group is. From living in Sharn, do I know who they are?
You can roll a history check. They're not from Sharn, but you can roll a history check and see if you might have heard of them.
Okay. History. 14?
Yeah, we'll say that's good enough. You actually saw some propaganda, some what do I want to say? Not spray paint, but street art as you were leaving Sharn. The Order of the Emerald Claw is an extremist branch of the Karnathi forces. They broke off from the main portion of Karnath and actually from the religion of Blood of Vol, which Cyrus adheres to. They tend to believe that there should be no middle ground between life and death. They are basically necromantic extremists and try to spread death, disaster, and destruction everywhere they go. They have an extreme hatred for everyone that isn't them, particularly those from Breland, but also, even Karnath itself has disavowed them. They are the clear bad guys of Eberron. There is little good about them.
Oh, okay. So once I get in the cabin, and what do I see as far as Whistler and or do I see Whistler, Ahab?
Yeah, Whistler and Ahab are both there. Whistler is actually standing up and he looks at you. He says, I heard something. Is everything all right?
Emerald Claw. They're here. There's hundreds of them at least. No, wait. There's Emerald Claw. They're taking over the train. Snakes on a train. Or no, they're not snakes. Whatever. They're fucking the bad guys. They're here. I'll go over and I'll hug Ahab and yeah, get your fucking preppy friend, and we're all at the helm. We're at the helm. They're trying to take over the train. And get the claw. Rah! And then I run out.
Yeah, he kind of grabs you by the shoulder and says,
Whoa.
Deep breath and stay behind me. And yeah, I think Pondus actually hears you at this point. He sticks his head out and he goes, Emerald Claw! And just kind of jumps back in, and you hear the door actually lock with him inside of it. So,
fucking rubberneckers. Emerald Claw.
But Whistler actually stands in front of you now, which is nice, considering as you turn back to go towards the cargo car, there are a few individuals now blocking your way. You see in front of you that there is a
loot player. I knew that fucker was.
That's
in
right.
there.
There's a loot player.
Time.
There is an armored figure. His armor is matte black with sections of it fashioned to look like pieces of black bone. Wears a Kelly green cloak, which is fastened about his shoulders, and the center of his breastplate is the image of a large green claw. He looks to you with the doors standing open. The doors between each cars actually have access to the outside, and from either side of him, two similarly dressed individuals. The armor isn't as impressive as this individual. They step out from either side of him and draw their weapons, and then from behind them, four very gangrel, pallid, terrifying undead creatures with these prolonged tongues and these long claws actually crawl out. Two of them crawl along the ceiling towards you, and two of them along the ground. And you see the main armored figure goes into the cargo car, while the other four, was it five? Yeah, two and three. Is that what I said? Whatever. Let's say six. Yeah.
Whoa, they're multiplying.
I'm just kidding. What did I say? Yes, it is six. There are four ghouls and two of these armored individuals who are now moving towards Whistler and Midge. So Whistler and Midge, you guys can roll for initiative.
Shit. Boy, if I only had more cantrips, I'd have fucking message or sending or whatever. I bet Pontus can use.
Yeah,
if
all
you
that
yell-
bragging you did about
Yeah.
your cantrips, and here
I
you
bet
are.
Pontus
I bet if you
can...
yell loud enough, we'll be able to hear you.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't bragging about it. I was hoping he could only do cantrips, and then I would just play it off as, oh, wow, it's super powerful. Okay. Let's see here. Initiative. Oh, wait, now I can put my icon out so I can roll legit. Nope. How do I do this? I don't know how to be a player. Ah! There we go. Yay! Super speed.
Ooh.
All right. Cool. So this is Midge. It's 20. There we go. All right. So the ghouls are first. There are four of them. Whistler has stepped out in front of you, and so they are going to try to attack him first. So I should probably have his stuff. There we go. Oh, that's right. He's a hefty boy. All right. So the ghouls are going to take. Two of them are going to take bite attacks towards him, and two of them are going to claw at his metallic frame. All right. Only one of those is going to hit. One of the bites is actually going to sink into one of the pieces where his armor kind of separates, and the wood fibrous is actually beneath. And he is going to take 10 damage. And now it is Midge's turn. So Midge, you're effectively being blocked by Whistler at this point. But there are 6 entities in front of you who have shown themselves to be aggressive.
Okay. Yeah, I just got a blood curling. Cyrus! Cyrus! As loud as I can, and then I'll let go of Ahab and okay, Ahab, flying V. Here we go. Fuck, we don't have enough people. Okay. Just get the one that just bit Whistler. Fuck him up. Yeah. And I'll use my bonus action to command him to move over as much as he can and fire at that person or at that ghoul, I guess. And that'll be on his turn though. For me, can I see? Oh yeah, never mind. I can see. It doesn't have to be straight line. So I want to quickly. I keep my like a pervert. I keep in the inside of my little vest thing. I keep my alchemist tools, and then I keep my tinkerer's tools inside my shield. So I open up my vest and I quickly take 2 things and put them together and shake them up and throw this little glass, kind of like a vial, but a little glass bead over past Whistler and cast fairy fire and try to get as many of those ghouls in the burst as I can.
Yeah, they're all pretty grouped together, so absolutely.
Okay, so just,
All right. So 20-foot cube. All right. Outlined in light feels. Okay, so I need dexterity saving throws for all 4, and attacks have advantage. All right, cool. All right. And what's the DC?
that's a wonderful question. 15. Ugh. So 2
Okay.
fails, 2 passes.
Yes. Yes. So 2 of them are engulfed in fairy fire.
Is the one that is the one that's biting Whistler?
The one that did hit is engulfed in fairy fire. Yeah.
Okay.
So yes. Ahab would have advantage.
Okay. So yeah, that's my action and bonus action, and then I'm just going to back up a couple feet and yell back to Pondus. Where's the fireball guy? Let's get the fuck out of here. There's so many.
You hear kind of muffled, "I'm not casting fireball inside of a train."
I was fucking joking. Just use something else. Fuck.
All right.
Cyrus is gonna hear about this. Oh.
Is it Ahab's turn?
Yeah. So on Ahab's turn, he's just going to kind of float over and pivot around so he can get a good angle on the one that's right in front of Whistler, and then his little cannon on the deck is going to fire a force bolt at whatchamadoozit, at the one that is biting him at this right now. Yes, which will be. Oh, I should have made an NPC sheet for this guy. Oh no. Give me a sec. Let me read the instructions. So it is. Oh, I'm so sorry. 4 plus. Okay, so the following increase when your proficiency increases. Okay, so it's a +5 and then with advantage. Okay, so 1d20 plus 5. So does a 13 hit the goal?
13 does hit.
Whee! Okay. 1d4 plus 3. Every little bit counts. Yay. Where's my die roller? All right, well, this +3 because I can't get the die roller to show up.
Okay, so 5 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, so blast and then just kind of chills there. And
All right. So yeah, you Ahab strikes this ghoul kind of center mass. It jolts back a little bit and kind of just like hisses towards you past Whistler, but yeah, he's not letting anybody through right now. And since it is his turn, he is going to take 2 longsword attacks, 2-handed. And he's going to attack the 2 ghouls, which he's going to have advantage on. The tool they're engulfed in fairy fire. So let's see. This is. Oh, that's not even him. That'd be good. Too many sheets. All right. So here is first one. And yep, that's gonna hit. And second one.
Yeah, go Whistler.
Yeah.
Right. So he has severely damaged the one that bit him first. It is still undead, not alive, but it is still moving. But it looks pretty rough right now. And the other one is also severely damaged by that attack. And then he is going to... actually, no, he's going to hold off on that. I want to see if he has anything else. Yeah, no. Okay, so that's the end of his turn. It is now the veteran's turn. They are Emerald Claw veterans. They both actually see the ghouls, and they as from their vantage point, they're overwhelming the two of you. It's 2-1. So they both actually walk back out of the door, and you don't see them anymore.
Coming your way, Cyrus. Yeah, I'll just yell out again.
And we'll say actually at this point, we will take a brief break because we've gotten back to top of the order. what are the rest of you doing? You've heard footsteps. You can actually hear kind of some shouting. Um, I guess the sounds of combat. There's not a lot of blade on blade, but at least the sound of some sort of scuffling from a couple of cars over.
Yeah, the last thing I think was Rami was able to see the train, the opposite
right.
one passing, or the whatever you'd like to call it. She's just big eyes and
blood
just horrified.
train.
Just, I think something's happening. I think we're going to be boarded.
As we look up and see the claws piercing the
Yeah.
ceiling.
I think we already have. I'll
roll
use
initiative?
divine sense real quick.
I'm gonna guess that you can sense some undead.
Yeah, you can sense. Let's see, what is within 60 feet? Okay, you can sense the 4 undead, which are about 2 cars away from you. I'm not sure there's any. You also sense 3 undead, which, so you know the location. Those are actually above, and kind of behind. They're above the sleeper car.
On top of the train.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, it almost seems like since it says you do know the location, it seems like they're not standing on the top of the train. They're almost above that.
so they're riding something, probably mounted or something like that, or falling or jumping or something like that.
Yeah, I almost kind of see it as almost like heat vision, so you can get these red outlines of, or whatever color, but outlines of the different entities, but you can't see necessarily
I just
what they're on
sense
or
them.
yeah.
And you don't know exactly what they are. It's just that there's something there.
Just that
right?
they're undead.
Okay.
And then I guess I'll cast protection from evil and good on myself and tell the 2 ladies to prepare for combat, but try and stay behind me, and I'll protect them.
Oh, that's so nice.
All right, so you are protected
knight.
against certain types of creatures, several benefits, disadvantage on attack rolls, and you can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. Okay. Cool. All right, so if you all would like to do something, we can go ahead and roll for initiative, and
All right.
Yeah.
we'll have 2 separate things going on until you meet back up. If you meet back up.
I actually have a question about
Yeah.
spells. I can cast a spell in a round and then also cast a cantrip, right? Is that how that works?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as you can do 1 action per turn, but like
Okay.
you can hold a concentration and still cast a cantrip.
Okay, that is the most important thing. Okay, good.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, cantrips don't interrupt your concentration. Other concentration spells do.
Perfect. Oh, sorry.
Unless it's
rolling
like guidance,
for
that
initiative.
is a concentration cantrip.
Yeah. So
Okay,
only
so you
concentration
can't
interrupts
do-
concentration.
Okay.
2 concentration.
Cool.
Remy and Cyrus, what are your dexterity?
I have
Or do you-
0.
I have a +3 to dex.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, Morag, you're first. What would you like to do?
I fire 2 Eldritch blasts at this fool that's
the
standing
steward?
in front of us. Yeah.
Sure. He is unarmed and unarmored.
That's
But
his fault.
he's a bad guy still.
First one,
Definitely
Sounds like a
hits.
personal problem.
Okay.
13.
Yikes.
Second one. Oh,
Oh shit.
it's probably because I'm
Yeah.
standing like right up on him.
point
it's
blank.
hard. It's hard not to miss.
You literally are over his shoulder. You just cast suggestion. He
Yeah.
is doing nothing to stop this. Okay. So yeah, you did some pretty serious damage to this guy. He's looking pretty rough.
I kind of I don't think I was directly adjacent to him when I cast that.
Okay.
So I back up a little.
Right. So you have
far
the
out of his-
distance for your spell. Certainly.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
cool.
so I kind of put my back to a safe looking wall. No door behind me, no window behind me. If there's a wall, I kind of just back up towards it.
Sure.
So yeah.
All right. And it's actually his turn next. Like I said, he's unarmed. He's gonna try to run for it. So as far as I know, you all don't think there's anybody necessarily within melee range of him right now. 'Cause he
I
was at the
just
bottom.
hit him, right?
Oh, you did backhand him. That's right. So yeah, he is going to try to run past you. If you'd like to make a attack of opportunity before it.
I think I would. Ooh, maybe not.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you go to you. I think it's because your weapon wasn't drawn at the time, so you go to draw your weapon, and he by that time he's just out of reach of the long sword, and he's running for the cargo bay at this point. So that is the extent of his turn. He is at the door. It's about 30 feet. And Remy, you're up next.
Rami's gonna try to be prepared because shit's gonna go down, and she's going to use her spell, conjure minor elementals.
Ooh.
I don't know how to. I can never remember how to put things in chat. Oh, here we go. And she's going to summon. Let's see, where's your challenge rating 1/2. She can summon 4 elementals of challenge rating 1/2 or lower. She's going to summon 4 magma mephits.
Okay. Let's see. Do you have a sheet for them?
I have I just looked them up on the monster thing. I have their little monster page in front of me,
That's fine.
but
Here, let me do something here real quick. I'm going to add something for you so you can use them. And it can be controlled by...
Tiny mephits. Oh, I love using mephits. Little bastards.
these guys are little bastards. That is absolutely
Yeah.
what they are. If there ever was, it is these guys.
Okay. Oh, shoot. That just... God damn it.
They're gonna be coming up soon in the other campaign too. Yes. Little bastards.
I think that actually just deleted the veterans, which sucks.
Do you
Try
want me to
this
do
again.
something? Do you want me to do something in the background, bud?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
I think I got it. Nope, still didn't get it. Close everything else.
I don't mind just manually rolling stuff if I need to. It's really
Hey.
okay.
Fine. I'll try it one more time. There we go. Okay. Let me know if you can see in the character section on
Okay.
Roll20 a little thing for methods.
I don't. I see Cyrus, Morag, and Ramiel.
Alrighty.
You have to
Then-
assign it for. You have to assign it to.
I did. I said it can be edited, controlled by, so it might just be you need to reload. It's fine. Go ahead and do
I'll
it manually.
reload it. Okay. Do I need to roll initiative for them or?
Yeah. How does that spell work? That's a good question.
They're friendly to me and my companions. Roll initiative for the summoning creatures as a group.
Yes. So
Has
go ahead
some
and roll
turns.
initiative.
She just
Okay.
couldn't use it because it's not in her journal. It just assigned it to the journal too. She should be able to use them now.
Oh. Yeah, there they are. Okay.
It's a 90 step process.
All right.
There's theirs, and I don't think I rolled initiative for myself. So.
You did. You rolled initiative
did?
of.
Oh, yeah, duh.
7. Yeah.
Duh. Okay. Yeah. And so
Alright.
there's 4 of those little assholes just buzzing around now.
Okay. Cool. So that is your action. Do you have anything else for your bonus?
Okay. I hate to sound repetitive, but I can cast a cantrip, right? As long as it's not
Absolutely.
concentration. Okay.
Yeah.
Going to cast Firebolt.
Oh, it has to be something you
It
can
has to
do
be
with a bonus action. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. So as long as
Okay.
it's bonus action, not concentration, you can do that. And then on the future turns, it can be an action as long as it's not concentration.
Okay, I don't have any bonus things then.
Okay. All right. So Cyrus, it is your turn.
I'll chase that guy down. Get back
Okay.
here, you fiend.
All right. Yeah. 30 feet is how far it takes to get to him. So you use your
That's
movement
good.
to get there, and then
Yeah.
you still have your action and everything else.
I'll use an attack. That's a much better roll.
That is a much better roll. So yes, that does connect.
God.
17. All right.
This character hits so hard.
Just need to switch back. The veterans got changed to methods there in the middle. Okay. So yes, slashing damage.
And it's magical slashing, if that matters.
Doesn't matter for him, but that is good to remember. I remember you had the magical sword because of Midge.
Midge. He's our hero. And I shout out for Midge. Midge!
All right.
I've got one more attack too, so he's still
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep.
And that'll hit. And then the damage. Why did it add a 3?
Why did it add a 3?
That's
We
for
never know.
for crit. In case you were using advantage on the roll
Oh.
and you
okay.
crit, that automatically just shows you the crit in case you want to use it.
Okay.
So yeah, you strike this guy down. Is there anything special you're doing?
Yeah, as he's running, I say something like "typical Emerald Claw," always showing your back to the enemy, and then I strike him down.
All right, little
Ooh.
salt in the wound.
Ooh.
And yeah, he goes down, and yeah, it makes the carpet a little more squishier,
It's wetter than it was before.
even wetter. Yeah. Okay, so we finished that round of combat. Let's go ahead and jump back to the ghouls, Midge and Whistler. The ghouls are going to take another series of attacks at Whistler. So they are going to try 2 more bites, 2 more claws. All right, and one of those claws is going to connect, and Whistler's going to take another 6. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, he's thoroughly deflecting claws and bites. He's got his sword out. I mean, he's made of metal. These things are having. These things are used to eating corpses. They're not used to eating people made of basically Damascus steel. All right.
He's doing good.
He is not doing half bad. And no, it is Midge. It is your turn.
Okay, so I'll just see him taking more damage. Don't worry, friend. I can heal you if we get out of this. Just hold on. And then I will look over at Ahab and say, commence firing. And how many ghouls are in here? Did you say there was 6?
There are 4. There were 2 veterans, which
okay.
made it 6. So yeah, there are 4 ghouls. 2 of them are looking pretty rough. They've gotten hacked up pretty well by both Ahab and Whistler, and then 2 of them are untouched.
Okay. Well, then I don't want to waste shit on them then. Okay. Are all 4? How close are all 4 of those? Are they like all right on top of him?
Yeah, the train car is pretty narrow. I mean, it's only about 10 feet wide. So Whistler has been trying to kind of, collect them all into one area. So yeah, they're almost right on top of each other, but 2 of them are on the ceiling, which allows them to be in that same space.
But are they? So they're right above them, but on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome. So what I would like to do is, hey, so Matty Games. Thanks for the raid. Welcome everyone. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to look down the train car. I have Ahab kind of like taking drawing fire from the side, and I want to pull out my my alchemist kit again, and I want to grab a couple 2 ingredients, and they're like 2 pieces of paper, and I want to roll them together and put a tiny ball in the inside of them. I want to roll them together and make it like taffy and pull it out in like the shape of an arrow. And then I want to throw that arrow between the mix of the 4 ghouls and whisper a word, so spicy. And when I whisper that word, have the arrow explode, casting acid arrow.
Cool.
And,
yeah, live Moss.
And I wonder if this one's the same as Melf's, because it's supposed to be Melf's acid arrow, but it's only acid arrow in the compendium.
It's yeah. They don't. Roll20 doesn't include terms
Yeah,
like Mordenkainen or Melf.
Yeah. So I knew I couldn't do the stuff. So with advantage, it doesn't matter. But this will be at the. Let's see here. Hold on here. That'll be 17 damage to whatever one looks like kind of in the middle, or or I should say, like the healthiest, and then
Okay.
let's see here, and then 2d4 acid damage. No, on a hit, the target takes 4d4 acid damage immediately, and 2d4 acid damage at the end of its next turn. On a miss, the arrow splashes on the target with. Yeah, but you're still supposed to splash, right? Huh? Hold on. I guess it's single target, but I thought it was supposed to splash. On a miss, the acid arrow splashes the target with acid in half as much.
Splash is just the target.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, never mind. I thought that was like 5-foot radius splash, but it's not. Okay, so the end of its next turn, it'll take another 2d4. So that'll be the hardiest looking ghoul that's attacking Whistler. I want to hit them right in the face with this arrow.
Yeah, so you fling this this spicy arrow right at this ghoul's face. The acid actually starts to kind of melt off a lot of the decaying flesh that this ghoul had on its face. It actually melts off most of the facial structure, leaving it very skeletal. You see these jagged teeth underneath, and even one of the eyes even liquefies as the skin just kind of sloughs off. But ghoul doesn't seem very deterred by that. It's definitely damaged, but these things don't seem to feel pain in the way that traditional living things do.
Sure.
And it is Whistler's turn again.
Well, wait, that's Ahab.
Oh, that's right, Ahab. Yeah.
That was my turn, and then I told him with his bonus action to keep firing. He's going to fire on the one that Whistler's dealing with right now. Yeah, and just keep firing on him. So that'll be another. What is that? With advantage. Oh, wrong button. 17.
Yeah, 17 hits.
Whee! All right. Ahab, I love you so much. But you do shit damage. 4 points of force damage.
Okay. Once again, hits center mass, but it's just a little thing. It's Ghoul's still standing.
He's doing his best.
He's really trying,
Yeah.
guys. All right. So now it is Whistler's turn. Whistler is going to. Oh, where did Whistler just go? God damn it. There's so many things on this. Oh, Whistler turned into a method. God.
I am so
All right.
sorry.
No, it's fine. It is not your fault. It is roll 20s. All right, Whistler had a +5, so at least I can do that. So Whistler is going to take attack with his longsword, and
Shout out
All
to
right.
Real Dice.
yeah, clickety clacks, everybody.
Yeah.
He is going to land both of those attacks, and he is going to do. He's going to attack the one that he's going to try to finish off the one that Ahab just hit, and also try to finish off the other one that he had struck before the 2 fairy fired. And he does so. He, with 2 swift movements, takes out pretty efficiently the one that bit him, and then with kind of almost a backhand swing, lops off the head of the second one that was engulfed in fairy fire. So now there is the acid melted face and a completely untouched one. And we'll jump back over to our second combat. So the fake steward has now been slain. The Emerald Claw, dressed in the steward's uniform. You all don't have any obvious enemies in front of you, but we'll still maintain combat orders. So Morag, what would you like to do?
I am going to go over to the dead dude.
Oh
And
God!
I-
Don't start eating him.
I take a vial of coagulated blood out of my component pouch, shake it a little bit, realize it's been over 24 hours since I collected that, toss that, put my hand in the blood of the dead guy on the floor, and I say, Sora, Granny, Sora Mena, Hag of War, send me a soldier. And I'm going to cast Summon Greater Demon. And I'm going to summon a Tanaruk in the next car. And a huge bestial orc demon thing appears. and I look a little scared, but I am gonna send him. Can we see the other two like veterans were heading in our direction, right? So they're like
They were going into the cargo car, so you can't
Yeah.
necessarily see them because the doors are closed. But
Okay.
they, yeah, I mean you wouldn't know, but yes,
Okay.
to Jillian, yes, they are the next car over.
Okay. So I'm gonna send him through, and I'm like, I tell him take out our enemies, the Emerald Claw, and he will go right after me, and he's a big scary monster. So it's that'll be my turn, and then his turn is next.
Hope you don't lose concentration on that.
He just disappears. He disapparates. If
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sometimes they like run wild when you lose
Yeah, not with
concentration.
this spell.
So do you need to see him to command him, or see what he's, or are you, is there a telepathic link?
It's a telepathic link. It's
Okay.
like yeah, I just have to concentrate on. But I'm kind of gonna go with him, but I'm sending him ahead, basically.
Okay.
So he throws the door open, and the cargo car's next. Does he see some bad guys?
Yeah. So as you open the cargo car, yeah, we'll just go ahead and do this scene now. You see, once again, I guess you don't see again, but I will describe him once again. An armored figure. He's dressed in the black armor, which has very skeletal features to it. Green cloak, big emerald green claw symbol on his chest. He has actually moved the pillar-like object that Cyrus noticed before. And he has unwrapped it, and there before you, he has his hands on either side of this onyx black obelisk. Carved around it are these minute, minuscule engravings. You can't really tell what they are from here, but it stands about 5 feet tall, and all of the markings seem to be emanating a variety of fluctuating colors, very sickening shades of green and purple and red, and he seems to have his head bowed around it. You also see the two veterans who you notice, I guess, a difference. They have loaded in several unmarked barrels and look up as this massive horned demonic orc kind of stomps through with this yeah, with a jagged club made of its enemy's bones. Yeah, Tandarooks are terrifying. I always wanted to use one, and okay, now I'll have one used against me.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see those three within.
All right. So I point at the big guy, the one that looks to be maybe their leader, in the best armor, and I'm like, soldier, there. And he roars forward, and he's going to take 2 attacks. The first one is going to be a bite attack. So we'll just roll a d20 for that. Okay, that one is probably going to miss because that is just a 7 plus 3.
Yes. So yeah, it was a bite.
Yep, he's biting first. I'm like, no, idiot, use your sword.
Is it one of the 2 that came from the train car that had fairy fire on them?
They wouldn't have had. They would have already left by the time that there was.
Oh, okay.
Fire.
I thought they left. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. So they and no. Also to answer that, no. This was the guy that at first left. So
first attack missed, and he's got another attack. He's going to use his greatsword this time.
Okay.
Oh my god. That would probably also miss.
Yeah, this guy seems to be, pretty engaged with this obelisk, but at the same time, just very dismissive of this large demonic figure. Doesn't seem to pay it any mind at all. All right, so I suppose I should roll initiative for him since he's around now. Okay. So he is actually going to go. Well, actually, no. The Mephits are next, and then it'll be his turn. So, yeah. Okay. You have control over 4 Mephits. What are they doing?
I'm
Okay,
holding the
this is-
door to the next train open so you can see into the cargo car now.
This is just like the summoner like party, I guess.
Yeah, you all just summoned a whole bunch of shit in one car, and then you near doubled your forces, and there's Midge in the next car, just surrounded by ghouls.
Mitch has Ahab. I mean, like
Midge, they made more friends without you.
I'll eventually have Raise Undead too.
Oh God.
Not yet. I
yes.
gotta level up a little bit.
Okay. She's going to command the magma methods to just go in there, go into the next car, and just try to continue to fuck these guys up, I suppose.
Okay.
They have. Should I roll 4 separate attacks for them, or should I just roll 1 and go with that?
4 separate attacks.
Okay. I can close this window. I have so many windows open.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, there's 1.
So are you attacking the guy by the pillar, or are you trying to attack the 2 less armored individuals?
The 2 less armored guys.
Okay. Let's see. There he is. All right. The Mephits kind of swarm these guys, but even then, their armor, while not as impressive as their evident leaders, it's still pretty significant, and they're kind of swatting these things away, and the Mephits are trying to get through their armor, but it's significant enough to actually defend them against their attacks. And it is now the Bone Knight's turn.
Bone Knight is ready.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hope my roommates are listening. They're gonna scream.
Bone Knight.
He is going to turn towards all of you, and as he kind of looks your way, you feel this really dark force kind of emanate out from him. Is anybody immune to being frightened?
I don't know if my protection from evil and good would work on him. He's not undead.
He is not, but I couldn't remember if Cyrus had, if your paladin was immune to fear. I know some are, and I think that might be a vengeance paladin. But if you are not immune to fear, go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw.
Anybody within 10 feet of me gets +3 to it.
That's probably Rami and Morag then, right?
Yeah,
go
you
ahead
guys
and say so. Yeah.
Me. Yeah.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Oh, so 13. Ooh.
I'm so not afraid of this guy.
The Tanaruk will probably need to make this save too. He has magic resistance though, so does he get
advantage?
It would be advantage.
Okay. So he's gonna roll the d20 twice.
Okay.
His wisdom is a -1.
You.
So it'd be 13?
13 for his high one.
And Jillian's would be 13 as well. Mine's baked in automatically to my saves already, so 25 is the right amount.
Okay. And then the Mephits, I can't remember. Those are pretty much bound to you, right? They don't have a lot of free will, if I remember right. They defend themselves, but otherwise take no actions. They obey verbal commands.
Yeah, I don't know if they're. How smart are they? I mean, I can roll saves for them if you'd like.
I don't think that's necessary. I think these specifically are bound to you. It's not like you. It's more like you created elementals as opposed to like summoning a Tanaruk from the depths of Avernus. Okay, so we'll say no. But actually, everybody succeeded on your save. It was a DC 13. So none of you are frightened, which is good because there's not a lot of room to run. Awesome. And he kind of just tilts his head as none of you run away, but then just looks back towards the obelisk. And it is now Remy. It is your turn.
Just clicked away from Zoom. Okay. I'm going to cast Firebolt now. That is to say cantrip, and it's not concentration. So I can keep the little bastards going. And I think I'm going to use one of my meta magic sorcerer things. I have Twin Spell. It says when you cast a spell that targets only one creature, which Firebolt does. It doesn't have a range of self. You can spend a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level to target a second creature in range with the same spell.
Cool.
That'll be one point for a cantrip, I think.
Yep, that's what it says. So I think I should just have an attack for Fireball. I do. And that doesn't do shit. Okay. I guess I have to roll twice.
You got 8 both times.
Fuck me, I guess.
All right. So the firebolts.
It just goes wild in there. I don't even need to bother with who I'm targeting. It just fucking goes in there.
I almost think like the magma mephits almost kind of absorb the flames as they're swarming around these guys, and they kind of just look back and just give you a little thumbs up. Big ass nose faces.
Rock hands.
Yeah. All right, Cyrus, it is your turn.
So yeah, Cyrus has his Blood of Vol shield equipped with his holy symbol on it, and he's gonna lunge at the Bone Knight and yell, "On guard, you cur!" and takes a swing at him.
Okay.
So the Radiant Longsword, I hope a 20 hits, but I don't know.
That just hits?
Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably pretty well armored. So let's do the regular damage for that first. So 16, and then I will smite. And you said he's not undead, right?
He's not.
Okay.
You did not detect him with your undead.
I don't get extra damage for that, but I think I'll use a 3rd level smite. And that is, I believe, 48. Let me double check that. Yeah, 4. I'll just roll over here. So an extra 15 damage.
Okay.
And then second attack.
Yep.
If only I could have that crit. Regular damage for that would be the 17. And I don't know. I really don't like these guys. I'm gonna 3rd level smite him again. And so that was 48. So another 13.
All right. Yeah, you pretty successfully damaged this guy.
61 damage.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. He's not even holding a weapon at this point. So you basically come in and just bam, 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 really smack him pretty hard with these smites, and it knocks him off kilter. He takes a step back and draws a pretty nasty looking war pick, and looks to you and says, "You can't stop it. It's already too late." And do you have anything else for your turn?
Let's see. I've got a bonus action I could use if I wanted. I think I'll be good on that.
Okay. So it's worth noting that at this point, the obelisk is actually giving off a low resonance, almost like a really deep guttural humming frequency that kind of gives you all just a sense of unease. You're not frightened by it, but there's something definitely ominous about this device, and it seems to be activating as the colors are shifting faster and faster, even as he's stepped away. And we are back to the veterans. The veterans are going to take attacks at the mephits. So they have drawn their longswords, and two of them are going to, they can make 2 longsword attacks. So they're going to take 1 attack at each of the mephits. All right, so I'm going to guess 2 of those hit, 2 of those don't.
Let me see. Hold on, yeah, 2 hit, 2 don't. Their AC is 11.
Right. So one of them is going to take 10 damage. One can take 6. I'll leave that to you to hold on to their HP.
No probs.
All right, and that is bottom of that order. So where is everybody standing right now? Cyrus has moved into the car. The Tanaruk is in the car as well. What about?
I'm standing like I opened the door, so I'm standing between the 2 cars.
Okay, and then Rami, have you moved from the basically where the cockpit is? Have you moved closer, or are you still standing there?
Moved closer to the cargo car. Yeah,
Okay.
moved a little bit closer, but probably still like in. If the door still can be stayed open, probably still kind of in the cockpit car.
So it'd probably be Rami is probably further back.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
She's soft and squishy.
Oh, that's a shame.
There's bad guys in there.
Me, nice to meet Derek.
Rami, you are going to get 2 surprise attacks from behind.
That is ridiculously rude.
One of them actually comes from below as the steward's body activates, and a hand reaches up and tries to claw at you. So it's called slam, but it is what it is. I'm guessing you have a better AC than 10. But then actually no, it would have advantage because it's a surprise attack. And then another pair of hands goes to grab you from behind and goes to rip around your throat. What is your AC?
13.
Oh.
I don't get armor.
So you were going to take 8 points of damage, as these 2 bodies have now risen, and despite the obvious wounds on the steward, there is his eyes have gone white, and he is moving once again.
Lovely.
And as you turn to look behind you at the whatever creature is grabbing you from behind, you see Parson, the Orion, very dead, nearly beheaded, actually. There's a cut that nearly goes back to his spine, but he is moving once again.
Ooh.
And you also notice, besides that very obvious wound, there's a patch. He's not clothed in anything besides his undergarments.
Rami is very young. She does not need to be exposed to this nudity.
But you do notice that there's a portion of his left pectoral, which has actually been cut. The skin's been cut off in a very particular way.
Okay.
And we will call that. Go ahead and roll initiative for the Zambos. Hey, that's perfect. They're at the bottom, where Z belongs. All right, we'll switch back over to the other combat again, and it's now back to the ghouls. There are 2 ghouls left. They are going to try one last time to attack Whistler. They're both going to take claw attacks. That's what worked last time. Neither of them hit. And yeah, that's the end of their turn, and probably the end of them, I'm going to guess.
One of them takes 2d4.
That's right. So go ahead and roll that.
Okay. Let's just do this twice. So 4 acid damage.
Almost like there's 1 point of life hanging on to this thing.
Just keep burning. Fuck.
As even more of the scalp melts away, and it's just a very skeletal, gangrel face. All right, Midge, it's your turn.
Oh, come on. All right.
So 1 untouched ghoul, 1 that is clinging to undeath.
I'm gonna get one. I gotta get one. I'll never hear the end of it if I don't. Oh, let's see. How about bonus action, of course. I'll tell Ahab, fire on the fresh one. Take him down, Ahab. We gotta get to the other car. I'm sure there's only a couple left over there. And I think I'm just going to firebolt the one that's clinging to life.
Okay.
Actually,
You want to switch that?
Nope. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did it work? Where are we at here? Oh yeah, wrong thing. Okay. Score. I'm hoping it does at least 1 damage. That would be great.
One could hope. Yes, this thoroughly acidified, melted ghoul is now charred, and the smell fills the car. It's awful. It's burning hair and decayed flesh. But yeah, you were down to 1 ghoul.
Awesome.
And
Yep.
Yeah. So go ahead and we'll have Ahab do his dang thing.
Do his thing. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm reading his thing right. He either gets a +5 or +6, but I went on the side of caution and put a +5 because the way that they're
Is he a homunculus servant?
the way the progression works is it says they get +1 for every time your abilities or your proficiency bonus increases, but
Okay.
you don't have the ability to get the infusion until level 2. So does it mean from there or altogether?
You should have
Also,
plus
you're-
one on
you're-
whatever the stat says. I would think.
Yeah, because your proficiency's moved from 2 to 3.
Yeah,
So it should be +1.
that's what I did. I just wasn't sure if they counted the +1 you get before you get the infusion or not. So I just went for that one. Okay.
So it would still be +2 even before that, because your proficiency bonus doesn't move up until level 5.
Oh yeah, that's right. It starts at a 2. Duh. Yeah. Okay, that solves that one. 14. Does a 14 hit?
It does.
Pew. 6 points of force damage.
All right.
Suck it, Trebek.
Ah.
As the cannon on the deck of the boat slides over and fire, and just this small little force beam. Pew.
Yeah, it actually goes right through the left eye of this thing, goes straight through the back, just a little bit of, loose goo pops out the back of this thing's head. Doesn't seem upset by it, but it's gross to everyone else. All right, Whistler's turn, so we're gonna roll for him. All right, so that is going to hit. We'll just go ahead and do the 2, see if he can finish this up. Cool, 2 hits, and all right, Whistler is going to finish this one off. Once again, taking 2 swipes with his sword and cutting this thing across the one shoulder, then straight through the ribs, and lops this thing right off in the middle. And yeah, you are de-ghouled. You have ghoul bustered.
Ooh, nice.
You can
You know who we'll call.
That's right. So yes, you guys will go ahead and keep combat order, which will just incorporate into the other one here. Oh yeah, that's right. There's 2 M's,
Mhm.
Meh.
and they're right next to each other. That doesn't help. All right then. Oh, there's 3 M's because there's Mephits. That's right.
Yes.
Mo for Moarag. I
Yeah.
wrote like a 20 or something.
And then there's Knight, and Whistler, Cyrus, Veteran, and Remiel. And zombies. All right. So we will jump back over then and try to keep order here. So yeah, we'll just jump right back in. Morag, it is your turn.
I shout. I don't like the look of this thing that's glowing in this guy's hands. So I'm going to be like, Tanaruk, get that thing off the train. And then on his turn, he'll try to do a grapple check to get away from it. Then I spin around. And did you say there was 2 undead assaulting Rami or just 1?
They're not undead. These are armored guys.
Okay.
And oh, I'm sorry, assaulting Rami. Yes, there are
Yeah.
2 zombies. Grabbing at Rami, which is right behind you. Yes.
Okay. I will fire Eldritch Blast, each of them. One on one on the other one.
Sure.
So I guess the one that looks the most menacing to me will get the first one. So Eldritch Blast on that guy.
Mhm.
Right, that'll probably hit.
Definitely does.
So 7 damage that one, and then for the second one,
Definitely.
that'll hit too.
Yeah.
6.
All right.
That's adding in my agonizing blast, isn't it?
It might not be.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Is
Okay.
it?
Does
Okay.
it?
Yeah. 1d10 plus 4. The plus 4 is agonizing.
Yeah, you got that. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, you blast both these things in the face once again, very much like Midge was experiencing. They're not showing a lot of pain, but you blast off a decent chunk of flesh from each of these very fresh undead, um, and yeah, they're looking a little more gruesome now.
I back up just a little bit to make sure that my back is still against kind of a wall. No one can sneak up on me, hopefully. And then that'll be my turn, and the Tanaruk will go next.
Mhm.
And
So, are you having him attack it or try to pick it up?
He's going to. Well, was the guy holding it? I thought he was.
No,
like...
it's about 5 feet tall, so he was
Okay.
basically standing with his hands kind of on either side of
Okay.
it, standing in front of it. Yeah, he's now drawn a weapon and he's engaged with Cyrus, so
Okay.
he's away from
So Tanaruk is just gonna go over there and pick it up and toss it out a window.
it. Okay.
That's what he's gonna try to do.
Have the Tanner make an athletics check.
Okay. So he has his strength is a +4.
Mhm.
So we'll roll a d20. 13 + 4.
Okay. The Tanaruk, very, very large, very powerful creature, grabs this thing kind of on either side, and you see the orcish demonic muscles straining as this thing tries to lift this object, which seemed relatively light in Cyrus's hand, now doesn't seem to budge.
That's because Cyrus is like, super buff.
That's Cyrus could whoop this thing's ass in a arm wrestling contest.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was probably his action then. So
Sure.
He just stands there and ooh. I'm like, what did she send me? Some broken.
You're
junk?
embarrassing me. Oh my god.
Like,
Embarrassing me in front of my
Randy.
friends, Tanaruk.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so that's our turn.
Okay, Midge, you guys are in the other car now, but it is, as we combine orders, it is your turn once again.
Can what does Whistler look like? How damaged does he look?
Whistler,
He's got sparks and wiring everywhere.
he's got a couple of pieces which are a little damaged, but he seems to be mostly together.
Okay, so he still looks like he's well into the fight. He's not gonna fucking doesn't. Look
Yeah,
like
he's not limping. He's not leaking oil. And that's
Okay.
not what Warforged do. But yeah, yeah, he doesn't seem to he doesn't seem to have any severely damaged parts. It was these ghouls once again. They with teeth and claws are more for ripping apart flesh, and yeah, they really weren't made for attacking Warforged.
Okay. So not knowing what's really going on in the next cabin and being pretty proud of myself and also of my new friend, yeah, I'm just gonna go trotting. I kind of run between his legs. Come on, Ahab. Come on, Whistler. We're gonna go see what the others are doing. We're all cleaned up here, and go over to the next. Go into the cargo the cargo cabin. And see this fucking nightmare creatures and.
Yeah, you walk into absolute chaos. There's the two veterans you saw before who were surrounded by these magma creatures fluttering about them. There's a goddamn Tanaruk over there, which can't seem to pick up a rock. There's two heavily armored individuals facing off, and then as you look past them, there's Morag, scary as she is, and past her is Rami getting clawed at by zombies. It's a lot to take in one breath.
Wow. Okay.
It's like that scene in Community
Wow.
where
They walk in with the pizza.
yeah, walks in with the pizza.
Okay. Fuck. Well, it's going one or two ways.
Do you have a pizza with you?
But the
Just dropped Ahab.
anchovies are gonna kill somebody. All right. How about we? Since I don't know what's bad, I think they're all bad.
Yeah, as far as you know, I mean, methods
yeah.
aren't really normally good creatures. Tanaruks definitely aren't. Morag's there, for God's sakes.
You attack Morag.
Yeah. I don't know. She must be behind all of it. Ah!
She actually is.
That's true. Yeah. Well, except for the two that are over there.
Sorry, Jillian and I agreed. She's the
Yeah.
lone survivor.
How about I'm trying to figure out. Well, how about we just put all these creatures in a big ass web. Okay, so I'm gonna take out this this little clockwork whatchamacallit? Clockwork spider. There we go. And I'm gonna open up its little mouth. It's gonna have a little mouth. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna take this vial out and squirt this white liquid into its mouth. I know this is getting gross. And shut the mouth and shake it up, and then turn it so its ass is facing everybody. And foul demons! Ah! And squeeze the spider so that shoots out this large web and try to encase all of the bad-looking shit, minus Mourning, all the bad-looking shit, other than the two that are ever with Rami.
So I guess that's a good question. What do you consider bad-looking shit?
Well, everything seems to be clumped over here, with the exception of the two zombies, right? Or the two.
So
two
so
zombies.
you have the two veterans who are surrounded by mephits. Then you have the Bone Knight, and then you have Cyrus, and then you have the Tanaruk.
So
you could probably, with the spacing of everything. Let me take a look at the lightning rail map here. So this is 20, 10, 15, 20. You could probably get the mephits and the veterans, or you could get the Tanaruk, Cyrus, and the Bone Knight.
boy, I would love to get the thing that actually looks like it's Emerald Claw, but I guess I'm just gonna have to go. I don't want to get Cyrus, so the mephits and the two. What are they? Bone Knights or two? Veterans?
They're Emerald Claw veterans. They're very clear. They're wearing green. They have the same symbols. Yeah,
Okay.
they're also clearly Emerald Claw, but they're.
I'll get these evil. Well, I probably know what mephits are. Being learned folk. But they're not nice either. So let's get the mephits and the veterans. I got it, guys! Ah! Start hosing them down. Ah!
So yeah, you Peter Parker the shit out of them. Just whip your webs. Let's see. They're difficult terrain.
Did I post it? Oh yes. Okay.
You did. Webs on it,
So they make
so
a
you're
dex
basically
save.
connecting it between the two sides of the car. Each creature that starts its turn in the webs or enters them during its turn must make a dexterity saving throw. A failed save, it is restrained as long as it remains in the webs or until it breaks free. It's action, strength, easy. Okay.
Yeah.
Webs are flammable. Okay. So I wonder how that would affect
The
the
methods.
magma mephits. Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
Or what the magma mephits will do to the web, causing it to ignite.
Yeah, it would
Mhm.
hurt the veterans.
I know that's kind of where I'm like, it's a win-win. You know what? If I don't just get stuck, they'll at least get.
We'll see.
At least
Well,
get
it is the
further.
mephits' turn, so let's find out.
Okay.
Oh, Ahab. Sorry.
Yes, that's
Oh,
right. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Ahab.
Ahab. Which one's fighting Cyrus? Can I get a shot? Can I get a shot off at that? Can
Oh, but-
Ahab?
yeah.
If I tell him to fly over to the side, and if he can shoot the one that's fighting Cyrus, then I will do that. And giggity. Natural 20.
Yay!
Ooh, good job,
Yay.
Ahab.
Yay. So that'll be 5 plus 3, so 8 points of force damage.
Nice.
Fire!
All right. Yeah, you hit this guy kind of in like the back of the neck, and his head kind of hits forward for a second. Even through the armor, it hit like a soft point where the joint is. And yeah, you do some pretty significant damage to him, and yeah, he's looking a little rough now as he tries to face down, I think, a completely unharmed Cyrus. I think Cyrus took a little damage from falling. That's about
The
it.
train did more damage to me so
The
far.
train hurt.
Don't taunt the train. It can hurt more if it
Choo-choo,
flies off
boo-boo.
again.
All right. Let's see. So actually, it is the Bone Knight's turn.
Is it
and,
the Mephits? Isn't it the Mephits' turn?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Ahab just went. So yeah,
Yeah,
Mephit's
I
turn.
didn't-
Sorry.
I didn't want to screw you up too bad there.
Sorry. No, it's all good.
Okay. One of the actions magma methods can take is fire breath. The method exhales a 15 cone of fire. Each creature in that area must make a DC 11 dexterity saving throw or take fire damage. Half as much on a successful save. Does that put that in chat? There. So I guess they'll all just, I mean, I imagine they're feral little assholes. They're just like, I can't move. I'm gonna burn shit.
All right. DC 11. So they're gonna have to do this probably at disadvantage because they're in a web.
Yeah. Dexterity, yeah.
2d6 fire damage. Okay. So yeah, probably get ready to roll 2d6 because we'll do roll damage.
Do
you
you
doing
want me
all
to
four?
roll? Yeah, all 4 of them will do it. Do you want me to roll like different damages for all of them, or just
Sure.
the same damage? Okay. See if
So
one
yeah,
does
let me
better.
have these guys do 2 dexterity checks. Yeah, that's not gonna work for either of them. So yeah, go ahead and incinerate these poor motherfuckers.
Okay.
Are the
Cool.
Mephits immune to fire or just resistant?
But they are immune to fire.
Yes.
Nice.
Good.
They have
Then I won't
damage.
piss them off. I was afraid. So confused. What the?
Okay, it should be 4. Oh wait, no, that was 3. I fucked up. There we go.
Okay, so
Those are. I'm proud of them.
it should be. So let's see, 6, 12, 18, 23, and then they're going to take an extra 2d4 just for being in the webs, as that all goes up in flames, literally. Stalwart, go ahead and roll the 2d4.
Okay, I was gonna say they do get that at the beginning of their turn. 2d4 at the beginning of their turn.
Oh, starts its turn. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but yes, the webs are aflame. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to say that they both take that damage because it is coned. So what's that?
Good little
Wow.
methods.
It's a barrage. Look at that, Ahab.
Didn't think that was gonna. I'm so glad you did the web thing because I was like, dexterity save 11. Nobody's gonna fail that. But like, teamwork.
Yeah.
Unknown
This is
coordination.
This is the new plan.
Midge still thinks they're like bad guys.
Yeah. Oh, isn't that convenient?
Well, he just saw them breathe fire on the confirmed bad guys, so.
Yeah, my web turned them.
It is Whistler's turn now, and he actually he sees Midge run forward and he says, I hope you're all right. And then he turns around and sees that through the car door behind him have come a series of other zombies. They are trying to basically train to Busan their way into the car. There are multiple. You can't tell how many at this point because none of you have noticed this, but yeah, he is standing his ground now with his longsword in an attempt to I guess watch Midge's back, and he is going to prepare. He's going to prepare an action to attack the nearest zombie that comes to him, and that is his turn. Remy, it is your turn. I'm going to have you make a concentration saving throw because you were attacked while maintaining concentration on the methods.
So is that a constitution?
Yes. I'm sorry, constitution. Or
That's not very
is it actually? I'm not sure about it. Should be. Is it
For
That is-
concentration, it's a con save. DC
Okay.
10.
okay? So you have
Are
lost
you standing?
concentration.
Oh no, she's not within 10 feet of the paladin anymore, is she?
Should be about 10 feet.
If she is, she gets +3.
Oh, that's a 10. Still, it's not very.
10 is 10. You have maintained concentration on your methods.
Oh,
Okay. So what would you like to do for your turn?
it failed so terribly last time, but I'm gonna try to do the same thing. I'm gonna try to do like the firebolt. I mean, I'm gonna even spend another sorcery point to use my twin spell.
Okay.
On it. So let's see if it'll work this time. 18's much better, I guess.
I believe that does hit.
All right, and just at the same like 2 guys. So we'll do the second one.
Nice.
Cool.
And roll damage for those.
Okay.
So one was a 2 and one was a 16.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
2 1s. Oof. All right.
Yeah, it does 2d10, so yeah, possible.
All right. Yeah, one of these guys, he kind of sees it coming and grabs a mephit and like forces it in front of him, but still gets a little bit of the char from it. The other one does not see it and just gets blasted in the face with a firebolt.
Sick.
All right. So we are now to Cyrus. So Cyrus, you are standing down with this bone knight who's been beat to all hell. But yeah, he's drawn a nasty looking war pick and is facing down with you.
Yeah, I think I'll just attack for now. 24.
That definitely hits.
Ew, what did I roll that? 12. Okay.
All right.
And then second attack. Ooh, 14 probably doesn't hit.
14 does not hit.
And is there anything else I want to do? I don't think so. I think that'll be my turn.
Okay. So yes, he is barely holding on at this point, but still standing. As we go into the veterans' turn, the veterans actually yell towards you, Rami. They go, "Do you have any idea what we have in these barrels? Stop using fire!"
Oh my God, we gotta blow up the whole train.
And they are going to take that 2d4 now. So go ahead and do that. Or not?
I got it. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
5.
All right. So they're both going to take 5 points of fiery damage.
So the webs are gone.
The webs are gone now, so they're no longer hindered dexterity wise. But yes, they got scorched up by the remnants that were covering them.
I'm just watching like with like the gleam of light and fire in my eyes. Oh, watching all the mephits fire and them burn. Just
Yes,
Is
like
Ninja
smoke
Pyro?
crackling on an open fire?
like I'm watching fireworks.
More rags snipping at your nose.
No.
All right. So they are going to take 2 more attacks at the mephits, or actually, I think it's 4 attacks because they have multi-attack. So they're going to take attack at each of the mephits. All right. You said their AC was 11.
3 of those hit.
Okay.
I love that they're more threatened by the mephits than they are of the Tanaruk.
Well, to be fair, the mephits are swarming them. They get
That's
attacks
true,
of
that's
opportunity, and the Tanaruk is struggling at Gold Gem right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So 11, 12, and 7 points of damage.
They are still all alive.
All right. And now it is the zombies' turn, and they are going to take 2 more attacks at Rami. If I can find.
I should have attacked the zombie, shouldn't I?
I was thinking you should have attacked
I should have.
One of them got you, I think.
Yeah, AC 13, so only 1 hits.
So 7 points of damage as the zombie of Parson de Orion goes to kind of tear at you and does a little
That's
damage.
not very good customer service.
All right.
He's off his shift. All right. And back to top of the order with Morag.
All right. I say, Tanaruk, new plan. Prove your worth to Granny Maina and kill that man. And I point at the Bone Knight. And so on his turn, he'll give up on the pole dancing and go over and do that. Hopefully. My hunky boyfriend.
He was just trying to pay for college.
And then I will do 2. I got Rami's back, and I'll do 2 blasts at those bad guys that are beating her up.
Best friends. Best friends.
So first one's a 15.
Okay. Yep, that hits.
It's okay.
Yeah, there's zombies.
9.
Yep.
Did that one? Did that 9 finish one off at all?
It did not.
Okay, same one then. I'll do 2 on that same
Okay.
one. So, nah.
It did not.
Okay, That one went a little wide, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay, so Tanaruk's turn. Tanaruk
Alright.
is going to attack the Bone
So-
Knight.
He's going over to the Bone Knight. He's gonna do his bite attack first. 9 plus 7.
16.
Does that
It
hit?
it does not hit the Bone Knight,
Ooh, okay. He's not biteable, but maybe he's slashable.
perhaps.
This
This-
guy.
This motherfucker.
Broke ass.
You got the
demon.
woman of demons. You gotta go back to the demon dealer and tell him he ripped you off.
Yeah.
Did I offend you, Granny? Sorry, Nada.
Right.
Tanaruk
you
just kind of
said
turns
me
back
this
and just
way.
kind of shrugs, like,
Yeah.
sorry.
Doing my best.
Runt of the litter.
I sigh. All right. Well, he's there anyway, so.
Oh, jeez.
So that's his turn.
All right. Cool. Midge, it is your turn.
Okay. Time to do stuff. All right. I'm trying to figure out whether I would be concerned that that Whistler didn't come up yet. So I think maybe I'll just peek back through the. Can I see through the cars still?
Yeah,
To
yeah,
track-
absolutely. If you left the door open, absolutely.
Um,
You're pretty much standing right in the entrance, anyhow.
what do I see?
You see Whistler last standing against an absolute wave of zombies.
Oh wait.
You see at the front is a very familiar looking red-headed gentleman, dragging his loot now, and with the other hand just kind of clawing forward. You see a number of individuals dressed in somewhat common clothing who are behind him. Let's see, who didn't I kill?
Who
Oh,
didn't?
dear.
Oh wow.
That's a good
Ominous.
question.
Who did?
All of our friends we met on the train. Oh.
Only the ones you really liked.
We did
Um,
not like the loot guy, so that is not true.
So you didn't even talk to him. So
Yeah.
you do see the zombie form of Torian, the well bejeweled dwarf, kind of slouching towards you.
Do we see the news chick? Or
You
I
do
see the
not.
news- Okay.
Okay,
You're
good.
not-
I'm glad
It might be she's behind. There are a number of human-sized individuals, and she was a gnome, so you can't necessarily count
Can't keep
her
up to their
alive.
little legs.
Yeah, she's dragging behind. She's so hungry. Yeah, those are the main ones that you see.
All right. Whistler, come in here. We'll shut the door. Come here. Come on.
And Whistler turns back to you and says, what about Pondus and the Orions?
We'll get them whenever we get together. Don't stand there by yourself. Get over here, friend.
Okay.
And does it look like he's getting ready to head this direction?
Yeah.
Getting ready. I guess. Okay.
this is the buddy cop movie we all wanted.
Yeah.
all along.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to ballsack.
Irons and the little man.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Call it. Never mind. Fuck it. I'm too busy looking shit up. No witty comebacks right now. I got work to do. Well, I want to do that as a bonus action, but I need my bonus action for Ahab. Okay. Just a question, and it doesn't matter how you roll it. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. If I use a bonus action spell, can I use a bonus action spell as an action, or can I tell Ahab to do his thing as an action rather than a bonus action?
Sure. If you want to replace your action with a bonus action, I think that makes sense. I always imagine bonus actions taking less time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you want to replace your action with a bonus action, that's fine by me.
Okay. Yeah, I'll action tell Ahab to keep up the fire, lay it on thick, well, actually, which ones does he keep firing at? How many are both veterans still alive?
They are. Yeah, as of right now, everybody, all of the clear Emerald Claw are still alive.
Okay, I picture them being the closest to me, so I'm just gonna have him shoot one of them, and then with my bonus action, I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on Whistler.
Okay.
Whistler, don't attack. Just get in here. Come on, buddy. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Come on. And, yeah. I'll do that.
Cool.
And then I'll wait to shut the door behind Whistler as soon as he gets in.
All right. Cool. So, Ahab's turn.
Yeah, let's fire away.
Oh.
22.
That hits.
Did that go through? There it is. Okay. 5 points of force damage.
All right. Yeah, you strike the one that's on your right, and once again a bolt goes in. It finds a soft spot in the armor, kind of like right under the armpit, and you see him just kind of go ah, and yeah, he's like been charred and cooked 3 times over. But yeah, that one stung. All right. It is. Let's see, the Mephit's turn.
Okay. Then they still have those 2 guys. Like they're still surrounding both those guys, right?
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
They're both still up. Okay. Yeah, they're just gonna keep trying to wear them down.
Nice.
One of those is going to hit.
Only one. Oh boy.
Only one. Yeah, they got some good armor.
How do I roll damage for this? Okay.
All right, so 7 points of
7
damage.
total. Yeah.
Yeah, the one on your right now is looking pretty rough. That's the one that's been pretty thoroughly charred through. It's the one that
Yeah.
didn't or got hit pretty severely with your last firebolt, and yeah, he's barely hanging on at this point. All right, the Bone Knight's turn, and let's see, he's barely gotten a turn off and has been pretty thoroughly beat to hell. Oh man, he had Hellish Rebuke. Oh well.
I do too. He could have hellish rebuked me, and then I could have hellish rebuked him back.
Just back and forth. You're an asshole. You're an asshole. Yeah, I think that he is going to attack Cyrus. He has a vicious war pick, so he is going to strike with that.
Oh, that does hit.
And let's see. He is also going to use Branding Smite with that. So that's an extra 2d6. All right. He's going to cast that level 2. All right, so you're going to take 5 points of damage. That's a pretty crap roll.
Wow, yeah. It sounded vicious. Oh no.
Wait, 5 total?
5 total.
I think that's just he needs a modifier. Doesn't he have a modifier?
Yeah, it should be like a strength, which should be added in somewhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because it says 1d8 plus
It should
zero.
be. Yeah, so that's 5 then. I don't know why I didn't add that. Maybe it's because I didn't add his proficiency to it.
So an additional 5.
Yeah, so it'll be it's what is that? No, it is 9 points of damage total.
Okay.
And Cyrus now gives off a soft glow, and you can't become invisible.
Okay. Does he look like he's gonna swing again?
No, he does not have multi-attack.
I think I will use Hellish Rebuke then.
Sure.
I'll show him what he missed out on. And we'll cast it at level 1. So it's a DC 14 Dex save.
Okay. He lost.
Okay, so then I think that was 8 damage.
Okay. Yeah. What is your hellish rebuke like?
I feel like since I'm Blood of Vol, like his blood boiled a little bit inside of him, and like I just kind of point my sword at him, and he just sort of like starts convulsing a little bit.
He convulses, hits the ground, and just with the last breath, just mutters, "Too late." And yeah, he is now out. All right.
Yay!
We are to Whistler. So Whistler has used his movement to go behind Midge, and once again is preparing for zombies. Okay, yeah, so he's going to ready his action. Remy, it's your turn.
Okay, this time gonna actually remember that there are zombies. They're both still like right up on her. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
One at your feet and one right behind you.
All right. Cool. She will step back just a bit. She's going to cast lightning bolt. How do I? Get
Wow.
that?
Just bringing out the big guns now.
Yeah. There we go. They need to make a dexterity saving throw.
So are you stepping away from them?
Just stepping back.
Okay.
Just so she's not like right there.
They are going to get attacks of opportunity then.
Well, could it still hit them both if she just stays where she was? Or would it not?
It says range of self.
So it starts right at her, and so it...
Yeah. If you want to consider the line of 100 feet to start from your hand to your feet, then that's fine. It's a line of 100 feet. It doesn't say it can't be an inch.
Yeah, then she'll just cast it where she is. Then I was just worried that wouldn't hit the one at her feet if she.
I'll let you hit. You're all good.
Okay. Yeah, they need to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, zombies are so bad at that.
Well,
the
that was
hell?
hot. He critted and still with a -2. He's at
it
All
still
right.
takes half, so I need to roll.
You know what? I'm actually going to rule that that's the one on the ground, and he's at disadvantage because he's on the ground. So both of those hit. For God's sakes,
yeah.
zombies should not roll that 20s on dexterity.
No, that's bullshit. Okay, here we go. 27.
All right. Yes, you
Kaboom.
thoroughly just electrocute these things. It's once again there's that smell of ozone and charred flesh that you all have gotten surprisingly used to at this point. Yeah, and you have eliminated these two Zed heads.
Hey.
All right, Cyrus, it is your turn.
So my primary foe is down.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would try and engage the veterans.
Okay.
I'll swing at one of them. 27 probably hits.
Oh yeah.
So 18 slashing on the first.
Mhm.
And is he still up?
He is.
I'm gonna throw a level 1 smite. So that'll be an extra 2d8. So give him another 11.
You have sufficiently eliminated this first veteran.
Smited.
Thoroughly
Okay.
smitten.
And then I will run over to the other one.
Okay.
And second attack, 24
Yep.
to hit. Another 17 slashing
You
on
have eliminated
him.
2 veterans.
Yeah.
I really don't like those Emerald Claw guys.
All right. So now, just to give a layout, since we got about 15 minutes left. So your car has been eliminated of enemies for the most part. You have 2 down zombies. You have the Bone Knight. You have the 2 veterans. As far as you know, there's still somebody piloting the train, and there are you can see now 9 zombies coming towards you from the back of the train. And we are now to...
What's the situation with the claws on top of the train? Is it still grasping? Can we still?
So yeah, you're still mostly in the other car. You can look back and see that the claws are still there. It seems to be waiting for something. And yeah, veterans are dead. Zombies are dead again. Morag, it's your turn.
Okay. So, when we initially came into the driving car, the engine car, he had looked into a door and nodded at someone. Was that one of the zombies that had come out and attacked Remy? Is that who he was? Because there was like a door he opened and looked into. This fake steward. Do you remember this? Is this fake?
Mhm.
Okay.
So
Was that one of these zombies? or should I start slinging doors open and looking for more baddies?
I would say that you could reason that because you didn't see Parson, because the carpet was wet,
Mm-hmm.
you would probably reason that he was just making sure that the body was still there.
Okay.
That's probably where he was keeping Parson's body, and the blood had soaked into the carpet.
Okay. I am going to tell Tanaruk to run forward and start attacking zombies. Show your worth. I used a big high-level spell to get you here. Make it worth it. And
He can go out and just be a meat shield at least.
yeah. And I guess I'll kind of motion for Rami to follow, and I'll run forward, and I'll, as soon as I get into like where I can see a couple of zombies, I'll Eldritch Blast both of them.
Cool.
So
Yeah, so Tanner goes full on Hulk, just trudging through the cars, going to slam into this pile of zombies.
yeah. So
Alright.
Eldritch Blast on a zombie.
Hell yeah.
Alright. It's 11 for that.
Okay.
And then probably if that didn't take out that zombie, I would do the second one on that same zombie.
Yeah, it didn't.
Okay, so wait, what I did? Oh, because of if I had used the okay, so 5 for the second one.
Okay. You have taken out one zombie. 2 Eldritch
Yay!
Blasts takes one zombie down.
That's
And
the
I
conversion
kind of
rate
do
for
the
today.
thing,
Yep.
the thing at the Tanaruk, like do what I did, take out some zombies.
Cast
Learn
Eldritch
from
Blast.
me.
And he'll go and he'll try to bite a zombie.
Seems ironic.
Yep.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, he has a +7. I forgot.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
17.
You know what? They have an AC of 8.
Oh.
Tanner, good job.
So his bite is a D8 +4.
Harry the Tannerook finally found his enemy. I'm good at this,
So-
Mom.
9 piercing damage for that attack.
Okay.
And if that zombie is still up, then he'll slash it with his sword.
Okay, go ahead and slash away.
Ooh, there you go.
All right.
He's a zombie fighter. That's,
Yeah.
So his slashing is a 2d6 +4. So 8 + 4, 12.
All right. Yeah, the Tannerook has taken out a zombie.
Yay! Finally.
Goes to chomp into it, tears off a big hunk of the shoulder, and then just kind of bashes down with the sword and yeah, knocks this thing. We'll say that was the dwarf. So he
Oh.
he picks him up and munches on his head, and he's got like one of the necklaces hanging from his teeth now as he turns back, smiles.
Good job, buddy.
All right. So, Midge, it's your turn.
Okay. So there's almost all the baddies are out of here, other than the ones that are starting to flood in.
Yeah, you don't have any living baddies from where you are. All the enemies that you can see right now are the zombies who are coming from the back of the train.
Okay. I'm going to signal Ahab to follow me, and I'm gonna start running across this car and yell to Cyrus. I'm gonna go up and try to stop this. I'm gonna go up and try to control the thing with the buttons.
Yeah,
shit-
see what's
the
up
shit-
with that.
Yeah, the shit I'm actually good at.
It's locked, but maybe
I'll-
you can
No.
figure it
I'll
out.
get in. I'll get in.
No, wait,
problem.
are you talking about this weird blinking thing? Maybe look at that. Maybe this weird pillar that's blinking that might
Ah.
explode.
I don't think
Uh,
it's a bomb.
I don't know. It looks menacing.
All right. Okay.
I don't know. Do you?
I don't want it to kill us. All right. I'll take the look at us first. We'll check it out. Run over and cast Identify on the
Obelisk.
on the obelisk. Hum, make a like a hum. What you doing, hum?
All right. This is a magical item. It does not have any charges. You are able to identify this as a pretty sinister item. One that's really only told about, not often seen. It is. is a Mabaran resonator. Um, it is a large black jagged obelisk with minute infernal carvings covering the surface. Mabar is the plane where it comes from. It's the plane of eternal darkness, death, and necromantic power. When activated, as this object appears to be, the dread device draws power from the plane of Mabar, the plane of endless night. While it is active, any humanoid that dies within 2 miles of the resonator reanimates 1 minute later as a zombie. And the only way to stop it is by destroying it.
It's gonna keep bringing zombies whenever somebody dies. It's the on
Including
switch.
all
I don't
these
see an
guys
on
we just
switch.
killed.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Well, they're pretty.
turn it off, Midge. Midge, turn it off.
They're probably pretty rendered. No, they're good. They're mushy. The ones coming through the door though, they're all fresh. Issue is that there's no switch, and I don't know how to shut it off. It's demon stuff, so maybe Morik can
What?
can help. Well,
Don't
I
act
mean,
so
I could
offended. There's a
use-
Tanaruk to prove
I can
otherwise.
use my demon on it. I myself am not a demon, but I can use my demon
Integrate
on
with
it.
all right, listen. I know you're I know we had a +1, but come on, for real. Your +1 is a swole demon, so just saying. That's where I got that from. So okay. Anyway, I looked at it. I can't turn it off. Just kill things twice, and I'm gonna go do technical stuff that I'm good at, and yeah, nothing bad's gonna happen.
Well,
Do-
at least
do
we
the
know
double
it's not a
tap.
bomb.
What's up?
At least we know it's not a bomb.
Oh, yeah, but it's not
Kind
gonna
of a
turn off.
bomb. It's a zombie bomb.
Right.
Yeah.
Bum bomb.
Sam bam. So I'm gonna use the remainder of my movement to run towards the cockpit door, and I'm gonna tell Ahab to pull rear security, and if he can fire down at the zombies coming in the door by Demon Boy and Metal Man, then he'll do that.
Which is which? No.
Yes. Let me see the range on that attack first before I. Okay, so the range is 30 feet. Can he reach that?
Zombies are about so if Ahab is going to go to the door to the cockpit, that's going to be about a 60-foot difference between where he is and where the zombies are.
Oh my. Okay. I'm going to have him come up with me this turn. I'm going to have him come up with
Okay.
me this turn, just in case I need his help. And then once I can find out that I don't, then I'll send him back. So yeah, just have him follow me, and he'll take the dodge action.
Okay. All right. So the identify was your turn. So okay, and then he'll take the dodge action on his turn. Cool. So that is now the Mephits. So the Mephits are done with whatever they were with the veterans that they had thoroughly
Yeah.
incinerated.
All right, yeah. If the general consensus was that we probably need to fuck up this little obelisk thing, Rami would probably redirect them just to focus on that thing.
Okay. Oh, you can go ahead and roll attacks for him.
Sure.
One of those does hit, so you can go ahead and roll attack for the 21. All right.
4.
4
Does it look
damage.
like it did anything to it?
It did. Actually, as the Mephits are kind of just spiraling around this thing and just attacking it with their jagged claws. One of them actually does kind of dig its claw into one of the areas where the carvings are, and it's able to chunk off a piece of it, which kind of clinks to the ground. Yeah, that's it's actually a pretty sizable piece too. It's about size of a adult male's hand.
Oh, good job, guys.
All right. Lone Knight dead. Whistler's turn. The Tanaruk has run forward. Whistler is just kind of gonna shrug, and he's gonna go ahead and try. He heard what you were all saying. He's gonna try to attack the obelisk as well. All right, and both of those are gonna hit. And all right, and then he is going to do 14 points of damage to it. And as he slashes with his sword, two larger chunks come off of it as well on either side. This thing's looking thoroughly cracked at this point. But it is still emanating that low hum. The lights are still kind of flashing on it. And it is Remy's turn.
Okay. Could she? She's gonna try. Morag had like motioned for her to follow, so she's gonna follow after Morag as closely as she can. And how far does that get her? What's her speed? 30. Could she get up like with Morag, who was I think in the past the cargo car, like towards the oncoming zombies?
I think I'm still in the cargo car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can
She'll get up.
there.
Yeah, she'll get up to her at least, and just gonna keep on with a firebolt, I guess.
You targeting zombies or you targeting the obelisk?
She's gonna target the zombies.
Okay.
And
there are 7 left.
Cool. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep using my sorcery points to cast it twice.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, both those hit.
Okay. Give me some damage.
Okay. So 12.
Yeah, and if it's... I think it actually has to hit 2 different ones. I think the way Twin Spell says it has to hit 2 separate ones. So.
Okay. So yeah, the red-headed bard had actually not been hit yet, so you light his red hair on fire.
Oh no.
So he gets knocked down to
Aim for his guitar.
Yeah. Just Animal House him.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, and 7. Cool. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No. Just gonna stand up next to Morag because she has now realized how scary it is to be standing by yourself. So
It's probably
All right.
worse to be next to Morag.
no, she's clinging to her witch bestie.
Cyrus' turn.
So Cyrus takes a beat, kind of like surveys the battlefield, realizes his best position is probably to deal with the zombies. He shouts at Midge, see if you can get the train door open and get the train stopped. And he shouts at the caster ladies, see if you guys can take out the obelisk. And Whistler, I guess, is included in that. And he runs off to fight zombies.
Okay. So yeah, you can probably use your movement from where you are, the roughly 30 feet, to get to a zombie. You counter the red-headed one first, holding his loot limply at his side, but yeah, definitely trying to, hurt you.
I'll take him out, I guess. Ooh, maybe not. Does a 9 hit?
Yeah, it does.
A nat 1 and you still hit.
So I do 14.
Zombies. Yeah, you slash the hell out of this guy, and he limply crumples to the ground.
Can I hit another one?
Yeah.
Okay, second one. Now I'm rolling bad, but it
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Got those Tanaruk rolls.
14 to hit another one. 14
2 down.
damage, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all I want to do right now.
All right.
I
So
look
there
I
are
look at the Tanaruk, and I'm kind of just like shaking my head about that whole thing being on the train right now.
This guy shrugs. Hi. So there are 5 left. You see that there's a couple of hobgoblins. The rest of them look to be just humans, dressed in somewhat common. A couple of them in almost like worn, potentially fashionable clothing. But yeah, none of the people you recognize. So you would assume they're probably all from Steerage.
Always the
And
poor people who get zombified first.
Yeah.
gotta be somebody. All right. Cool. So, At this point, the veterans and the Bone Knight begin to stir, and all three of them, very what's the word? Um, they kind of pull themselves back together, and in a very inhuman sort of way, rise back, and they're not holding weapons anymore, but they have risen once again,
Uh-oh.
and that is it's going to be their turn as they come back to some sort of consciousness, and we'll put them at the end with everybody else, and we'll go back to the top with Morag.
I'm going to like whirl around and fire 2 Eldritch Blasts at the obelisk.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not going to hit.
19 doesn't penetrate its hide.
It does not.
Doesn't have a hide, I don't think.
Oh, okay, that one's not gonna do it either.
No,
It just like glances off.
Yeah, your eldritch magic almost kind of absorbs into it, and it starts to hum even brighter now.
Ooh, oops.
Um,
Okay, I'm like shit. And I don't speak orc, but I know some really choice orc swear words, and then I just kind of mutter one of those out, and then I turn back around and I make sure that Tanaruk is doing what he was told, and he's going to keep on wailing on zombies.
yeah, Tanaruk looks back and goes, language! And then,
So bite a zombie.
chomp chomp.
7 plus 3.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
is the Tanaruk a fiend?
He is a medium fiend, a demon
Yeah.
orc.
Shit, as long as he's within 10 feet of me, he gets an extra 3 damage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so his bite is a 1d8. So 8, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 then for that zombie.
Okay.
And then for his, if that one's still standing, he'll slash it with his sword.
Mhm.
9 plus 7.
Tanaruk has taken out another zombie.
Yeah. So 2d6s for the sword. Plus 4 plus 3.
That does it. Yeah.
9, 10, 11,
Yep.
12.
Yep.
Good
Tanaruk has.
job. I don't have to report this to Soramania.
All right, 4 zombies left, and we are to. Actually, that's not true. There's 6 or 7. Because 3 more have
Ew.
risen with armor on. These guys aren't armored. Mitch, your turn. So you were at the door to the cockpit.
Okay, just kind of panically try to open it. Is it still locked?
It's still locked.
Whip out my little handy dandy thieves tools and go to town trying to get it unlocked.
It appears to have an arcane lock that recognizes symbols of the dragon mark symbols of House Orion. But with your lock picking, you can surpass, or you can pass by that. So yeah, go ahead and.
Ooh, you dirty mother. Okay. I'm pretty okay with this. Yeah.
Okay, is that with proficiency? It should.
Yeah. That's with whatchamacallit, expertise.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that you successfully unlock the door.
And yeah, okay. I walk in and slide the door open. What do I see in the cockpit?
You see one individual. There are the 2 bodies. Actually, I guess there would be 2 zombies. So there are 2 zombies who immediately kind of lunge at you, and behind them is one individual, as far as you can tell, that is living, that is sitting in the pilot seat and directing the train forward. And as he turns to look at you, the train increases in speed dramatically.
Ah, fudge. I use my action to do that, so give a little wave, and then run backwards. Ahab, about face, return fire, and run back. I guess I'll just run right behind Ahab, and yeah, just get ready to fuck shit up. Yeah, or not. Somebody else can do it. I'm just gonna yell at everybody else. Zombies, cockpit. Oh, there's some more out here too. Cool. There's a bad guy in there too, driving us. He's speeding up the train. We're all gonna die. Just letting everybody know we can come in and kill him now. It's open. And that's it. I will use my bonus action to tell Ahab to fire at the first one coming out of the door.
Okay.
And I'll fire with him on his turn. Pew. Does the 9 still hit?
Yeah, it's a zombie.
You. Boo. 4 points of force damage.
Okay.
Fire. Pew. Oh, come on, man. That's it? All right. Fair. Need to put
All
dual
right.
Dual cannons.
We are to the Mephit's turn.
Okay. Yeah, they're gonna keep hitting the obelisk, I guess.
Cool.
They're doing better than anybody else.
2 of those hit.
Yay. There you go.
So 5 plus 8. Yeah, that's gonna do it. That is one more than you needed. The Mephits, again, in just a flurry, are kind of just smacking this thing and tearing at it with their claws and their magma-like claws. You start to see almost like these red cracks in the obelisk, and in swift movement, it shatters, and all of the rest of the zombies just crumble.
Oh,
Yeah.
unexpected result, but I'm not gonna complain.
So yeah, all the zombies are now just back to being dead people. You have someone piloting this. There's, as far as you know, you still see the claws on top of the cargo car. And yeah, what would you guys? We'll still maintain order here. So that is Whistler, but we'll go ahead and say Remy. It is your turn now.
Okay. Yeah, Mid just came running out and said that there was somebody piloting us to certain death. So she's just like, just kind of grabs onto Morag's arm and is gonna try to like, okay, let's go, and start running back towards the pilot. It's we've said the word like 18 times. Cockpit. There we go.
I forget sometimes too. It's okay. I'm good with words until I have to DM, and then it's just like, wait, what's that? Oh, box. That's the word.
I don't speak English. What?
Yeah, English. Okay. Okay, so you two are running?
We're just she have enough movement to get to the cockpit?
Yeah, you can get to the door of the cockpit.
Yeah, and as long as Morag will come with her. She's not going to go if Morag's like,
Okay.
It looks like on my turn I will follow.
okay.
All right. Cool. So, yeah. Then Cyrus, it is your turn.
So all the zombies are down.
They are.
All right. Do we hear anything else on the roof?
You don't hear any movement. But from where you are, you're in the sleeper car. You can see that there is the roof itself actually is kind of concaved a little bit as something heavy seems to be sitting on top.
What would be the quickest way up there for me?
Oh God.
It's in between cars. There's ladders that lead to the roof.
Yeah, I want to fight on top of a train,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll head for a ladder.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Pretty easily you're able to get to a ladder. I'd say with your climbing movement, you can get to the top of a car, and there at the far end, at the back cargo car, you see a wyvern with another bone knight dressed in similar black and green, Behind you, so that's to the back of the car. Towards the front of the car, you see a small airship, which has parked itself and seems to be anchored by two harpoons that it has fired into the roof of the sleeper car where you are, and seems to be anchored there for now. And you can see movement, but can't see necessarily who is on the airship. And you can't see much past that. That seems to take up most of the field of view. But yes, the wind is rushing past as the car has now sped up. And yes, I'm not going to make you roll right now, but if should you choose to do anything athletic, yeah, we might have some additional rolls as you go to fight on top of a train, which I highly support.
So at what range is the Bone Knight, the mounted Bone Knight?
He'd be at the very back of the car, which if you are in the sleeper, oh, what is that? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 120 feet.
Oh, that's exactly my range for Chaos Bolt. I'm gonna throw a Chaos Bolt at him.
All right.
Yeah, especially since no one's here to see me, since this uses my aberrant dragon mark.
Ah.
That hits.
Okay, so the damage on this is kind of funky. So it's 2d8 plus 1d6. So we're gonna roll those first, and then I can determine what type of damage it does. And a d6. So I can either be a 6 or 2, which is either poison or cold. I think I'll go cold damage. So 10 cold damage.
That's good. It's almost like he'd be resistant to the other one.
Okay. And then, yeah, I kind of just give him a flippant little bring it on sort of look.
So, sorry, what's the damage?
Oh, that was 10. 10 is the damage.
10 is the damage. Okay.
Yeah, 10 cold damage.
All right. Yeah, and he's going to kind of stare you down as he gets blasted with this Chaos Bolt. All right, and back to top of the order. Actually, I guess he would be the next in line. So he is going to look at you, make a lewd gesture with his hands, and board his wyvern. And he is going to go flapping off as the train roars forward.
So is he, like, getting distanced by the train then? Is he, like...
Oh, yeah, he's flying away from the train, so between the movement of the wyvern and him, yeah, he gets some distance pretty quick.
Good.
And yeah, we are back to Morag. So
All right,
we'll say you've
run...
moved forward with Remy
Okay.
to the cockpit.
Midge, if this man dies, can you drive this train? I thought you had to have some sort of mark to use this technology.
I don't know. I can try, but I've never driven a train before. But I need to get
Roll an intelligence check.
Yeah. Oh, do I? Okay. Confidence. Whee! Oh wait, wrong one. Hold on. Too many roll 20s open. There we go. Just straight intelligence check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or you could do Arcana if you wanted. If you have a bonus, you can.
Proficiency, so it would be +3 to that.
Yeah, so 20.
Yeah.
Unnatural 20.
You would know that to bind the elementals that power this train, you need to have a mark of House Lyrindar.
That motherfucker has to have a mark. The mark. The Lyran people. And
Mark of House Lyrindar or Mark of House Orion. Those are the two main houses that can bind.
We got one of them, don't we?
We got one of each.
We might have burnt one up.
Okay,
just rip it off of them. Just get them out, rip it off of them, and I'll bring it back in, and like a badge, just swipe it. Beep.
We'll try this first. I will loom over this driver, and I will say, "Stop this train safely," and have him make a wisdom saving throw for fear. put the fear of Morag in him.
All right, wisdom. That is. It's a 12.
15. So he's scared. So he can do whatever he wants to do with that information now. But he's very, very afraid of me.
Okay, yeah. He's terrified of you, but he is, I guess, in trying to get away from you by moving the train forward. There's not really anywhere to go since you're right behind him.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he has to run. It's not this fear spell, so he
Okay.
doesn't have to run. It's just the fear effect. So he's terrified of me. He has disadvantage if he wants to hit me.
Okay.
And maybe should I roll intimidation too?
He's scared. We'll
Okay.
call that good enough.
Okay.
All right.
And I
Anything
hold
else
up
for your
my
turn?
Eldritch blast fingers at him.
Okay. TP.
Oh, and Tanaruk, go give Cyrus backup. And so he uses probably his whole action to run up to the top of the train.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Osiris, you have now been joined by a very hefty demon orc.
Great.
You're both topside.
Just what I was hoping would happen.
All right. Let's see. So let me just have his stuff there. Okay. So it is now Midge, your turn.
There's not a whole lot I can. Did this person run out? Yeah.
No, they're still in the seat.
They're frighteningly driving.
Yeah, I need to get it out of the seat.
I will say, at this point, before your turn, you see a familiar face actually come to the helm door, and it's Lucina Orion, the half-elf niece, and she goes, "Are you all right up here?"
Helpful to a fault.
Where'd she come from? Where all the zombies came out of?
She, well, if
She's a
you
zombie slayer.
Yeah.
As Cyrus the Tanaruk, as everybody moved past, you did notice that their door was closed. They probably locked it, much like Pondus did.
Oh. Yeah, come on. Wait, yeah, she got more.
She
I
can
don't know who
drive,
she
right?
is. Well, I think Morg's the only one who knows who she is, right?
No, we met her. We had
Oh.
dinner with them, right?
Cyrus met her. Cyrus did actually
Cyrus.
notice that she does have a dragon mark.
Okay. Cool. Damn, Cyrus! Who's that?
Cyrus is on the
Top of
roof right now.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck!
This maiden might be able to drive the train. Kill this guy.
Sure. I'll do what I can do. Firebolt followed by a shot from, Ahab. So,
And you do have advantage on him because the subject of his fear, moi, is in his line of sight.
ooh,
I think that
oh,
just means he has disadvantage, if I'm
Oh.
remembering it correctly.
I'll give you advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll double check that for next time.
okay. And Ahab, pulling it deep, Ahab.
Ahab got another crit? Is that 2 crits for Ahab?
Yep, that's 2 crits. He
MVP.
whirls over.
MVP.
Pew! So 15 fire from me as I throw a firebolt through the door, and Ahab sneaks up and fires his little cannon for 8 points of force damage.
Okay, so 23 in total. All right. Cool.
That's
And
all I'm
it
doing.
is now the Mephit's turn.
Oh
Aw,
yeah.
They're the other MVPs of this fight.
Tiny flying
Um,
creatures were the MVPs.
Remy probably would have wanted them to come along. So if they still need to travel to get here, that's fine. Or if they are here, she's just gonna have them attack this guy piloting.
Okay.
And I still have their thing somewhere. Here we go. Oh.
Oh.
I determined that they would get advantage anyway, so 2 of those do hit. The middle 2.
There we go.
So 3 and 6, so 9. All right,
They're trying. They're trying their best.
they are. Okay, so it is Whistler's turn. And actually, before Whistler, I am going to put Lucina. Lucina goes rushing forward and goes, "What on earth is going on?"
A
Come on up.
lot.
Come on up here,
We
we'll talk about
have to get this man to stop driving the train.
Well, if he stops driving the train, we'll all crash. Can any of you drive?
No, we were hoping you could.
Me?
We need your. Yeah. Never mind. I don't
Your
know
dragon
about your
mark.
I've never tried, but
she has a dragon mark. We need your dragon mark. Come on. Up here.
I've never.
I'll help you. I'll put my arms around you, and we'll work the hands and the controls
We
together.
won't tell your uncle. Just do it.
Yeah, but we just need you. Yeah.
You kind of like are shoving her forward. She's like, no. But yeah, she is going forward. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and skip Whistler because I don't have a sheet anymore. So Whistler's there. He actually here's something Whistler can do. He is going to do an investigation check on the barrels, and what's the name? He'll turn towards the rest of you and go, "Do you all know what these are?"
Nope.
And he looks at you and goes, "Well, it's not good.
Uh,
It's alchemist fire. If this
Ugh.
train stops, we're lucky we didn't all burst into flames with all of the fire being thrown, but if this train stops or crashes in any severe way, boom."
it's like
oh my god.
from being like jostled too much.
Probably not for being jostled too much. More since you said that, go ahead and you can do intelligence, investigation,
Cool.
something like that.
Well, she has a -1 to investigate. Let's see. 14. I mean, they ain't
Pretty
bad.
good for a -1.
Morag, you would reason that your next stop is Starlasker. Starlasker is a massive intersection point. It's an intersection point for the denizens of Thrain. It's an intersection point for those traveling to Zilargo. It's a major hub, and that if this train, combined with Alchemist Fire and a Babaran Resonator, were to collide in any way, as this train is moving at a high speed, it would kill a lot of people, and then it would bring them back.
Hmm.
And couple that with the Emerald Claw, that seems like a pretty them thing to do.
Pretty bad. Their MO.
And as we now have a runaway train, I am going to end this session here, and we'll play a little game of Sandra and Keanu, and we'll play a little speed next time.
Train has to go at least 30 miles an hour.
So yes, we'll pick up right where we left off next Saturday, with you trying to convince Lucina Orion to take the reins. I have damage maintained for everybody, so we'll keep up with that. Cyrus still on top of the train with your good old buddy Tanaruk and an airship top there. So yeah, lots going on. I just want to say thank you to my amazing players once again. I know this combat basically took up. I thought it would, and that's why I didn't want to try and start it last session because it takes up a session. Lots of stuff going on. But first, real big major combat. You all doing phenomenal. Yeah, I'm really impressed with everything. So thank you again. Thank you to everybody who stuck around. I know we went for a little bit longer, half an hour longer than we normally do. So thanks for doing that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just start with shout outs. So yeah, we'll go ahead in the same order. So Jillian, I think you were first last time, so take us away.
Everybody, that was amazing. It was a lot of fun. I got to summon a big old scary demon. Yay. I'm Jillian of Midgard, Jill of Midgard Twitter, Jillian of Midgard everywhere else. I do custom character sheets for Dungeons and Dragons and other things, and make a lot of art. So check me out. It's fun.
Awesome. Okay.
All right.
I'll take. Do you want me to
Yes.
take it?
Sorry, that was,
Oh, no.
and I was on the wrong thing. Go ahead, Stalwart.
Okay. Yeah, doesn't matter. You want to? It doesn't matter. Awesome. Let's move down to Nate. Nate, where can we find you? What you doing? Any closing thoughts on today?
I am Jillian's associate husband, and I like to help her at her booths at Comic Cons. So you can find us there if we ever have those ever again. So far, I've been having a blast in this game. I like to feel kind of like an action hero sometimes when I'm playing D&D, and so fighting on a train was like totally on my bucket list there. The combat was great. It went really smooth. There was plenty of like more to do than just swing a sword and hit a thing, so that was cool. Yeah, it was just kind of a really cool juxtaposition with the last week, which was mostly role playing, which is cool too. So we got a little bit of both. I'm excited to see what happens next week. I like leaving on a little bit of a cliffhanger each time. And yeah, I really think the team's pulling together really well.
Absolutely. Awesome. Okay. Where can we find you? And any closing thoughts on today?
I could figure out how to unmute myself. Hi, everybody. My name is Kay. I'm at ironic_cupcake on Twitter and Twitch now. I had a lot of fun today. I mean, yeah, like just the way Nate described it, just having kind of that inverse of last episode, which was still, fantastic. And this one's just as great. Just getting to have some real, just down to it action and just splitting zombies' heads opens. And I think one of these days, maybe perhaps I will learn to not make the tiniest, babiest, squishiest character ever. You'd think I would have, with last season's problems, you think I would have learned, but I certainly haven't. We'll get there one day. I don't think anyone else even took damage other than Rami. Like
the train hurt me.
The train hurt you like a little bit, and then I didn't get hurt by the train, but everything else got me.
I think what needs to happen is you and Jillian both need to make characters and then just trade them.
That could work. Okay.
I think Morag's pretty squishy too.
Yeah, she's pretty squishy.
Someone needs to teach me how to make a character that has an armor class eventually, like one of these days. But yeah, I had a lot of fun today.
Awesome. Yes, and my sentiments exactly, Derek. That was a very well balanced fighting experience, and I'm glad it's not even over yet. So yeah, the fact that you were able to bounce back and forth like that, keep it flowing. It was big. It got bigger. You dealt with it. And we all had lots of different things to do. It was very good, very well done. Thank you. And Derek, speaking of you, yourself, and any closing thoughts today?
Speaking of me, hi everybody. I am Derek Sword. I'm DSword16 on Twitter and Discord. You can find me here every Saturday, where I am DMing now for the first time, now for the third time. But no, this has been an awesome campaign. Every other Tuesday, you can find me on Uncanny Adventures for a Call of Cthulhu game. And you can also find me on the podcast that I co-host with my amazing co-hosts, Heavenly and Ellie, which is called Monster Crush, where we talk about different monsters, cryptids, and paranormal entities, and whether they'd be good to smooch. So you can find that wherever podcasts are found. And definitely give us a rating and subscribe. And yes, I wanted to throw a combat at you guys, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. That did have multiple tiers to it, that did have raising stakes. It's not just the enemies you first see. And absolutely, you guys brought your own friends to play, too. It wasn't just you either. So, yeah, absolutely. Terry the Tanaruk and the Fire Methods were a fun addition. I'm happy to see that Conjuring Allies was just first thing.
That sounds like a band name. Terry the Tanaruk and the Fire Methods.
Fire Methods. Yeah, you can find them at Bonnaroo.
I'm so excited for that one.
So yeah, another fantastic session, and definitely looking forward to next time, because this session and the next one, very much in a way, to give a little behind the scenes. I'm not sure what you guys are going to do. I'm not there. There are a lot of options, and I have prepared for most of them. never prepare for all of them, but this is a pretty open-ended thing. So whatever you all choose to do, there we'll go from there. So I'm excited to see what choices you all make. That said, thanks again, everybody. Make sure to wash your hands and maintain social distancing.
Yes. Yeah. It's weird dynamics in the world today. Yes. Wash your hands. Be safe, everyone. We will see everyone back here on Wednesday for Strands of the Sun, our D&D 5e campaign, homebrew campaign. I'll be DMing, and let's raid somebody real quick. I have to get ready for work, so we will just Arvin, awesome. I played with him and Wenchkin on his channel the one night, just randomly pulled me in for one shot. It was awesome. But anyway, yes, thank you guys, players, and Derek, so much. Thank you for spending your time with me. And everyone, thank you for spending your time with us. And we'll see everyone next time. Oh, if I remember to raid. There we go. We'll wait for the viewers to get in. Slow wave.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 2, 1. Bless you. And 5, 4, 3.